Bojangler time. You heard right. The Bojangler fish fillet sandwich is back for limited time at participating Bojangles. A light, flaky, perfectly seasoned fish fillet with lettuce, cheese, and tartar sauce tucked inside a bun. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
All of us have a role to play in promoting a mental health friendly workplace.
Whether we're a CEO,
manager,
coworker,
or someone with a mental health condition ourselves.
So what can I do to help?
Learn more at whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Midday Wednesday, if you're taking your lunch break, maybe sit outside. Temperatures in the 60s. Highs today in the mid-70s. Overnight lows in the mid-50s. Making a run at 80 degrees for the next several afternoons. Get outside and enjoy. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 312 points to 48,813.
Dixon gets a high screen from Vasar, gets it to him. He kicks it in the corner, right Trimble. 4-3. The senior starts off his special night with a triple. As Bogavats hands off to Vasar, he penetrated and then lobbed it to Hine. You heard him. Dixon forces a steal on the other side. Into Stevenson's hands. He'll drive and kick. Bogavats open look. Transition triple is good. Bogavats drives right side. A step back. 3. Good! Lucas splashes it home. Bogavats, he's going to try another 3. Got it!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly here on 99.9 The Fan. What is going on, everybody? As I've done the last few days, I will once again end the suspense before even getting to the big three at 3. The Carolina Hurricanes have not made a trade as of yet, with the trade deadline in the NHL coming at us on Friday.
48 hours.
No trade as of yet. Yeah, it's actually at 3 o'clock on Friday, so 48 hours is a good description. So don't you can breathe, you can relax. We'll let you know if anything breaking happens, but as of right now, no trades to report for the Carolina Hurricanes. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can get into, as I mentioned, the big three at 3.
Number 1.
Carolina beat Clemson last night, 67-63 on senior night. It was Luka Bogovac who stepped up and really made the necessary shots. Derek Dixon hit a big one down the stretch. The perimeter held up their end of the bargain, and UNC won. It's a resume booster, right? It's technically quad 2, but it's quad 2 without Caleb Wilson, which I think the committee is smart enough to look at and almost count as a quad 1. It completes an 18-0 home record for Carolina. 18-0. Carolina has this just a couple of stretches where they dipped a bit, specifically the one that involved all the new ACC teams where they lost to within 4 games, Cal, Stanford, and SMU. And I think that reset expectations a ton as far as like, ooh, maybe they aren't as good as we thought. And then you mix in all the injuries they dealt with, which have kind of artificially held us back from seeing them at their highest capability. If they're all healthy, they are not a team I would want to face in a win-or-go-home situation. If they are all healthy, you look at what they've done, with the obstacles they've overcome, the talent they have, they're proving. I don't know if they're like any kind of favorite, but they're proving to be the kind of team that can, which is massive when you get to this part of the season. There's a lot of teams that have proven they have a ceiling, right? There's a lot of teams out there that have proven they're good to an extent. They can beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Carolina is a team that can. They have the ability to, when everybody is healthy, assuming Caleb Wilson comes back, because he's a pretty big domino, that would need to fall in their direction. But if that happens, they can beat anybody.
Beat Duke at home.
They beat Duke at home, part of that 18-0 stretch. But they're one of the few teams that truly has like the big dogs to run with other teams' big dogs. And they just need a few other guys to have good days, and they can beat darn near anybody. So watch out for that. That Clemson game last night was a grind. It was a struggle at times. It was not pretty. It was a win against a top 35 team in the net without your best player.
And you clinched a double bye in the ACC tournament.
Clinched a double bye in the ACC tournament, and there's still little movements, ups and downs that could happen around. But for the most part, like the haves and the have-nots in the ACC, and UNC is a have. And I don't know if everybody kind of understood that was even possible at different points in time. When they lost to Miami after the Duke game, which was a tough one, then I think it was a Pittsburgh win. Then they got smoked with injuries by NC State. That was another little dip where everybody went, see? But looking at the big picture, if you zoom out on their season, it's a really good season. It's a really good season when you take everything into account. We were talking yesterday about what their NCAA tournament seed might be. I think it's more like 5 leaning 4 than 5 leaning 6, which is, I think, where the majority of people have them. But we'll see. Still have an ACC tournament and, obviously, one more giant opportunity to build their resume when they go on Saturday to Cameron Indoor Stadium to face Duke. And, by the way, talking of 18-0 home schedule for UNC, there are only 2 teams right now in Power Conference basketball that are undefeated at home. One, UNC, that's solidified. They're not going to play any more games at home. The other is Duke, which UNC can upend on Saturday if they pull it off and sweep the season series in the regular season and everything else. UNC impressed me last night, winning ugly without Caleb Wilson. That is number 1. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
Carolina Hurricanes. It is a hockey night in Carolina tonight. Their action, it'll once again be Canes After Dark because it is a 10 p.m. Eastern time puck drop as they are visiting Vancouver. Out there, long way from home. Vancouver. I sometimes bring this up. When you go to ESPN, for schedules and times and everything, I just have like the bookmark for all the ESPN for the teams that we cover. You can get tickets in Vancouver as low as $23. You want to make your way out there because their schedule always has the prices. $23, not exactly the highest that you can find for the Carolina Hurricanes by a game.
Is that Canadian or U.S.?
I believe U.S. But,
okay,
but right. I don't know. I don't know the conversion rate. Might be more expensive in Canadian. Anyway, Vancouver, at the risk of certain people that get really mad at me when I say this, Vancouver, nothing to write home about.
No, they stink.
They are 11 points behind anyone else in the entire NHL. They are in last, and there is a gap between them and second to last. If you go by goals scored per game, 31st in the league. If you go by goals allowed per game, they've allowed the most. So they are second worst at scoring the puck, worst at preventing the other team from scoring the puck. All that to be said, hockey's a funny sport, and you got to go out and take care of business, especially when everyone's minds are in a blender around the trade deadline. So you want to go out there, you want to basically score a bunch early. You want to set the tone, and I think Vancouver will be like, cool, thanks for ending this one early.
Yep.
I had a hot date I want to get to. They'll be 1 foot out the door if you take care of business early. So we'll have to put together some win-ands later on. It's not just win, it's win and set up some side quests, right? Win and do this, win and do that in order to judge success for the Carolina Hurricanes today on the second of their 4-game West Coast road trip, the rest of which will all be spent in Canada. They go Vancouver, Edmonton, and then Calgary. Home game or home trip for Stankoven.
That's right.
So
his hometown's about 3 hours away from Vancouver.
Which in Canada, it's a suburb.
It's like driving from here to Lincolnton.
There you go.
From here to Charlotte.
I feel like you ever seen those memes where it's like Europeans are confused that we can't just drive to California because in a lot of their countries you can drive from one side to the other in 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Canada is that to me. I just assume every city is 14 hours apart. And it's because I'm not educated. I've never really spent any time in Canada. I don't know their geography. But 3 hours in Canada feels like you're just going to the store to me. It's
just a day.
3 hours is a day trip. Go up there, get a meal, come on back. It's just Canada's large. And that's a completely American, very uneducated, little embarrassing bit of educational history for me. That is number 2. Let's get to number 3.
Number 3.
You know when you wake up and you think it's Wednesday, but it's actually Thursday?
Yes. I actually woke up thinking that today. But sorry, go on.
No, you're good. It's like if you wake up thinking it's Wednesday and you find out it's Thursday.
Or vice versa for me. I thought it was Thursday.
Vice versa is a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're a day closer to the weekend and you didn't even have to do anything to earn it, you just hey, it actually is Thursday. It's a good feeling, right? That happened to me today, but a week closer to football season. Because the Carolina Panthers were announced as part of the Hall of Fame game versus the Arizona Cardinals in honor of Luke Kuechly and Larry Fitzgerald being members of the induction class into the NFL Hall of Fame. So I got a week closer to preseason football in the NFL for the Carolina Panthers, and I didn't have to do anything for it. I got a week closer to training camp opening up because when you play in the Hall of Fame game, you get to start 1 week earlier than everybody else. So our off season, we woke up thinking it was last week of the offseason, and they bumped us up. We woke up thinking we had, X amount of weeks until football. We actually have X-1 week until football. And it's all because of Luke Kuechly. Way to go, Luke. We appreciate your efforts. I'm sure that's not why you studied the tape that you studied in order to bring football to us 1 week earlier in 2026, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And I mean, if you want to go, do you want serious reasons why it's good or do you want funny reasons why it's good?
Yes.
All right, we'll start with the serious. I do think the Panthers are a team that can use all the practice they can possibly get, and a week extra matters, right? Especially with maybe a different voice calling some plays on offense, right? Brad Idzik, you get another game just to get used to calling plays into the headset and understanding the 40-second clock. I don't care if you're playing fourth stringers out there. For a play caller, you can get those extra reps. And with a guy who's never called plays before, I want 10 games if possible. I'll settle for 1 extra. But it's important there. And then as far as a funny reason why I really enjoy it, you know who else is in this year's Hall of Fame class?
Drew Brees?
Yeah. So I like the fact that all the Saints fans are going to be up there in Canton getting ready for speeches and everything, and the Panthers are going to be the ones playing. How you like me now, New Orleans? I did hear that the Saints turned it down, but that's just a rumor. Apparently they're already traveling a bunch in preseason and didn't want to go up to Ohio. But that's, again, just a rumor. In my mind, Panthers were the number 1 draft pick. There you go. Obviously, the details and all that will come out, but a little bit of actual Panthers news for today. What we've known all along isn't breaking news. We've been saying it's going to happen nonstop. But the exclusive rights free agent tenders for Jalen Coker and Bryson Tremaine have both been officially placed on those young players. What that means is they've been issued a 1-year minimum contract offer, and they are no longer allowed to negotiate when free agency opens with anybody else. They can still negotiate long-term contracts with the Panthers, but they are playing for the Panthers next year, which is why every time we talked about big possible free agents for the Panthers, we excluded Jalen Coker, even though technically he was due to become a free agent. It was because the Panthers could and did put the free agent tender on there. So he'll be probably not playing for them in the Hall of Fame game, but he will be there in a hoodie on the sideline clapping for his backups. Tremaine might play. That's a different beast. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is just a taste of what we have coming your way today. But we may have breezed over it a little quick at the beginning of the Big 3 at 3. Carolina won last night against Clemson. They punched their double bye and set them into the ACC tournament. Set themselves up for a really exciting postseason. We'll break it all down for you next right here on The Drive.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here from my friends at Buffalo Brothers. It's the best time of the year for college basketball, and Buffalo Brothers is a slam dunk. Best place in the Triangle to watch all the big games. They always have great drink specials, and check this out. Every Monday, half-price wings all day. That's half-price wings all day Monday. Dine in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Check out any of their 5 Triangle locations or online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man! Now I want wings!
This is the sound of Lucy, staying on top of her spending. You see, even though she's buying a new pair of jeans, she knows that it fits within her monthly budget. Because Wells Fargo will send an alert if her balance drops below her set amount. Yep, nothing gets past Lucy, or Wells Fargo for that matter. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
Dixon gets a high screen from Vasar, gets it to him. He kicks it in the corner right, Trimble. 4-3. The senior starts off his special night with a triple.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I want to just update because I tweeted about the Jalen Coker tender that was offered, and there appears to be a little bit of confusion. So since we talked about it right before the break, I want to clarify. He still can absolutely sign a long-term extension this offseason with Carolina. Okay, them putting the tender, offering him the tender that they did, it's not like the player and the player's agent will not be somehow disrespected. Like, oh, you're going to make me play for the minimum. It's completely understood business, and it's a part of leverage, and it is not precluding them from getting him signed long-term if they both want to. And it is the reason why I said we knew it was going to happen. I tried to downplay it. We didn't fire breaking news sounders because this is as ho-hum business as it possibly exists. It's like everybody, I don't even know if the agent would have to call and tell the player. It would just be like, yep, that thing we said was going to happen, it's happening, and we're going to continue to work. They woke up on a Wednesday and it was Wednesday. Like, it's not news.
Man, it's a formality more than anything.
Exactly. So he can't negotiate with another team this offseason. He never expected to be able to negotiate with another team this offseason. That's there's nothing to worry about here, okay? That's what I want to emphasize because there's a lot of like, do you think this is going to upset him? No, I don't think this is going to upset him.
No.
He is an undrafted free agent that has worked his way into a major role on an NFL offense. I think he likes that team, and I think he is appreciative of that team, and I think they will work towards a long-term extension if it makes sense. Just want to clarify that. Now, let's look back at last night's win for UNC. UNC beat Clemson 67-63. It is a resume builder. It is what's the difference between 17-1 at home and 18-0 at home? One loss, right? There's not a ton different there. You were very good at home, whether you're 18-0 or 17-1. But 18-0 is more of an accomplishment. It's something that will be retweeted more often. It's something that I'm going to mention on the show more often. And I think those little things for UNC are important. They went 18-0 at home. That is the most wins at home for a Carolina team ever. It is their first undefeated mark since going 17-0 back during the 2016-2017 season, in which they went 16-0 in the Smith Center and 1-0 in Greensboro that year.
I think that season turned out pretty well for them.
It turned out exceptionally well.
Yeah.
If that's the omen, if that's like the canary in the mine, then things are looking good. But it goes beyond that, right? In 5 seasons with Hubert Davis leading the Tar Heels, they're 71-9 in the Dean Dome. Right? You sometimes you need these little records and these little checkpoints and milestones to happen, just to have everybody turn around and go like, all right, there are some good things going on here. Hubert Davis, after the game, emphasized that it is the 15th game this year where they had to play without either or one of the three of Trimble, Vasar, or Wilson. Those are very important players, and some of those they were missing multiple of those guys.
Yeah.
Like, those are very important players, yet they are still, at this point in the season, set up with the maximum bye they can possibly have in the ACC tournament. They've clinched a double bye. They're not the number 1 seed, but the most byes they can have. They have clinched one of the top 4 teams. They are sitting at 24-6 with wins over Duke, wins over Kentucky, wins over Kansas. They wins over Virginia, on the road at Virginia. That's a very good season.
Yeah.
And it gets better with more context. And the 18-0 home record, I think, just kind of makes you look in further. I was using this example with somebody about the NFL Combine. Like, because what happens when someone runs a fast NFL Combine 40 or something? Everybody goes like, the 40 doesn't even matter. How often does a linebacker run in a straight line like a track star? And I go, do you know what it does? Not for the top prospects, right? Everybody knows to look at the number 1 overall picks. But if you're a day 2 pick and I've watched your film and didn't love you, right? I'm a scout and I watched it, or I went out to a practice and you didn't pop that day, you had a bad day or whatever. If you run a ridiculous 40 for your time, for your position, you know what? I'm going to go back and look at it again. You know what? I'm going to give you another chance. I'm going to go, fire up game 3, right? I only watched 2 games when I didn't like them. Let's watch. Maybe I missed something. To me, Carolina last night completed that unblemished home stretch. It made, I think, some people who may have tuned in and watched them get smoked by State without their 2 best players, Caleb Wilson and Henry Vasar, or maybe wrote them off after they lost those 2 straight out there in California against Stanford and Cal, and then they hear 18-0 at home? You know what? I'm going to go back and look at UNC over again. Not saying 18-0 is the most important thing, just like a 40 is the most important thing. Not saying, well, if you lose a bunch on the road, who cares what you do at home, isn't true. But if you go back and really relook at what Carolina's put on tape this year, there's a very dramatic and obvious if-then statement, right? We talk about if-then statements. If blank happens, then the team wins the game. If Carolina gets decent efficiency from their perimeter, they can be one of the best teams in the country. If they get a Luka Bogovic like last night, 6 3-pointer game and confident shooting and knocking down free throws, they can be one of the best teams in the country. If they get a Seth Trimble good day, didn't have one yesterday shooting the ball, but the 2 previous he combined for 50 points. If they get a Derek Dixon random efficiency day, which he actually had yesterday, 3 of 4 from 3 and knocked down a huge 3 at the end of the game. If they get a just good enough efficient day from their perimeter, they've proven they can beat anybody. And as of late, it's been more and more likely that they have, again, one or two, or if they get three, good luck. One or two of their guys on the perimeter shoot the ball pretty well, whether it's Powell off the bench, could be Bogovac, could be Dixon, could be whoever. And then, yeah, Vesar, even though Vesar, I thought he was one of the better players on the court last night. I know he didn't score as many points as maybe some wanted him to, but he filled up the stat sheet. He was doing a little bit of everything. He was showing some physicality. I always think a big guy really has it going when they're backing down and the only thing the other team can do is try to take that little fake charge, and the ref doesn't call it. So now there's just a guy on the ground and he takes the one dribble and dunks it. And I'm just like, yeah, they're out of tricks now. You're just going to get open dunks. I thought Vesar was good. And I think Hubert Davis deserves a lot more credit than he's gotten. Not just with, 26 or whatever all the stats I gave you, but dealing with those injuries. This is not a team that has played together for 5 years. Where, remember a couple years ago when Caleb got hurt? Yeah, all right, let's play like that. Let's slide into those roles. Or hey, remember this offseason when Henry Vesar went back to his home country to play in the Olympics? Let's, like we didn't pick up, play like that when he's out. They don't have any of those common histories. They were thrown together this offseason. And Hubert Davis had to drag them along at times, but he's gotten them to a pretty good place. I do think there are some matchups in the ACC that would struggle, but if they catch a good path, they could be really, really set up.
I'm curious what they're going to look like when Wilson returns, because guys had to adapt their roles. Everyone's had to adjust. Obviously, even with Vesar out, you got more minutes from Zayden High.
Yep.
You've gotten some more production from Jaren Stevenson. When Wilson comes back in, I'm curious to see how Hubert Davis is going to handle his rotation. Do you still find some ways to get Zayden High some minutes, but also making sure that you're not completely reducing the role of a Jaren Stevenson as well? And also, with Vesar still coming off the injury, do you maybe take him out for a couple minutes less, knowing that Zayden High and Wilson are back there and Stevenson? I'm curious to see how Hubert Davis is going to handle that, because that also is going to impact, how you run with Luka Bogovac and who starts. I'm curious to see how Hubert Davis is going to handle that, because you really maybe only have, if Wilson doesn't play the Duke game, you only have the ACC tournament to figure that out.
Correct. And I actually think one of the things you might see is Caleb Wilson getting more opportunities to have the ball on the perimeter, right? Because prior to the injury, it did feel like Vesar and Wilson were going to have to be the 4 and the 5 out there in any meaningful moments or stretches. With Zayden High playing solid, with Jaren Stevenson at times, showing comfortability with bigger minutes and he can, defend bigger and everything else. Caleb Wilson's a special talent. I don't think, having other guys that allow him to be more versatile is going to be an issue. But, there's always room for growing pains and things. Actually, do we want to put that on record now? Right? Because I'm feeling pretty optimistic about UNC and how they're coming together. Similar to what we did really at the beginning of a lot of these seasons where teams are brand new. Like, hey, if they lose a couple early games, let's make sure ahead of time we establish that we're not going to lose all our optimism for them. If UNC struggles a bit in the ACC tournament, but it's obviously because they're trying to refigure out who they are with Caleb Wilson. If guys look out of place and the rhythm is off, are we not allowing that to halt our optimism for the NCAA tournament? Should we put that on record? Because I could see, and I don't know what the bracket will end up looking like. I could see them throwing a Caleb Wilson into the game for the first time if he doesn't play in the Duke game against a Clemson or a Louisville or something, and it looking a little awkward. You know what I mean? It looking a little weird for a half, and perhaps that costs them, and then they don't make it to the championship, or they don't win the games they feel like they should win in the ACC, and then everybody else jumping off the bandwagon by NCAA tournament time. I might, I'll say right now, assuming that it isn't a complete dumpster fire, if Caleb Wilson's first game back is in the ACC tournament and UNC underwhelms, I want you and everybody out there to be my guard dog on this one. Don't let me bail on Carolina's optimism for the NCAA tournament, because I think they deserve a game or two to work out the kinks of Caleb Wilson being back into the lineup. As versatile as I think he is, it's weird for everybody. So there you go. I put it out there. You have the right now to yell at me if after the ACC tournament, if they don't do as well as we think they should, if I'm going like, I don't know, thought they were putting it together, but now it doesn't look like. You have the right to go, nope, you're not allowed to do that. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have the Dean's List coming up next, but first, Dennis Cox is pointing at himself. That means he has something to say.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick from my good friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I know as the temperature warms up, people are already thinking about, hey, you know what? Got to work on the body, the summer bod, and all those kinds of things. But guess what? It doesn't matter what time of year it is. If you're serious about losing weight, you got to get in touch with Raleigh Weight Loss Center, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Set up a free 15-minute phone call. If you have questions about the weight loss journey, about what their program entails, how it affects you, how it impacts you, how does your body work with their program, well, that's what the free 15-minute phone consultation's for, to get your questions answered. As someone who's been part of the Raleigh Weight Loss Center program, I lost over 40 pounds, 42 pounds to be exact. But most importantly, I've maintained the weight that I've lost, because their program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center is all about resetting and restarting your metabolism. That's the point of it. No shots, no injections, no steroids, no pills, no surgeries, not doing HGH, no juicing up. It's literally just your body resetting it so it can do the natural thing. Don't have to deal with the nasty sicknesses or side effects, none of that kind of stuff. It's just, again, your body being able to do the thing that it naturally can do, which is burn off fat, which is burn off that weight. I'm in my late 30s. It's not an easy thing to do as you get older to lose weight, and I was able to lose over 15% of my body weight. So if you're not sure it can work, I'm living, breathing, walking proof that it can. Also, my clothes fit a lot more loose. I have the physical proof to show it as well. 919-897-7506, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. First 50 callers, save $100. Jump on it now, folks. 919-897-7506, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, gets to the Dean's List. Coming up next.
Doesn't the North Carolina Education Lottery Winners Club give the best massages?
I've never felt so relaxed.
Thanks to this month's scratch-offs, this is our life now.
It's like winning again and again and again.
This month's scratch-offs pack over $200 million in total prizes. The Winners Club awaits. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning range from 1 in 3.49 to 4.37. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowe's.com/same-day delivery.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent.
Today is Pirate Nation Gives, East Carolina University's 10th annual Day of Giving. The 24 hours, Pirates everywhere unite to support scholarships, research, healthcare, athletics, the arts, and more. Every gift supports a stronger future at ECU for our students and our state. Last year, we raised over $10 million. Now let's set a new record for giving and make an impact in support of ECU. Today is your day to make your mark during Pirate Nation Gives. Visit give.ecu.edu to be part of the big day for ECU.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto. In a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You could do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it, consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at a 3-year low. Call Loan Pronto, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Take a three, and he hit it. His first field goal comes from outside, and they've got their biggest lead of the day at 18.
And as you said, he had to take it. There were only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. There was no passing across score. He just lofted it and drained it.
Yeah, Lewis, he shot over, had to look like, you got to be kidding me.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is a really good time in college sports right now. We are knocking on the door of the most important games in men's college basketball, women's college basketball already into conference tournaments. I have a feeling both of those could pop up somewhere on the Dean's List. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The Dean's List is where we highlight those in the college sports world that deserve a little extra praise. And I will first say this. It is a massive honor for everyone that plays in the Atlantic Coast Conference, men's or women's basketball, to be honored with postseason awards and first-team All-ACC and all those things. With that being said, I'm very confused by how the women's side handles their All-ACC awards. In the the press release and on the article written on theacc.com, there are 2 separate first-team All-ACCs, one as voted by the league's blue ribbon panel, one as voted by the coaches. The first and second teams on both of those lists have 10 names. So there are 10 first-team All-ACC as voted by the blue ribbon panel, 10 first-team All-ACC as voted by the coaches. There's just a lot of names here. And I don't know, it always seemed to me like there should be 5 first-teamers, take all the votes into one, but needless to say, it is an honor nonetheless. So, the All-ACC first team women's basketball as voted by the league's blue ribbon panel included, amongst local hoopers, Toby Fournier from Duke, second leading vote getter. NC State had a pair, Camille Pierre and Zoe Brooks, the 4th and 5th leading vote getters. Duke also had Tana Mayer, the 7th leading vote getter. 8th leading vote getter. Those were the All-ACC first-teamers blue ribbon panel. Second team included Nyla Harris from North Carolina, Ashlyn Jackson from Duke, India Navarre from North Carolina, and I apologize if any of these aren't pronounced perfectly. The all-defensive team. Oh, there's a lot of honorees. Toby Fournier again, India Navarre again, Tana Mayer again. All-freshman team, Ariana Roberson from Duke, and Nyla Brooks from North Carolina, and Milan Brown from Wake Forest. We already talked about Coach of the Year yesterday, Kara Lawson from Duke. Then as the league's head coaches, it's many of the same names voted. First team, I'll be quick with this. Fournier from Duke, Pierre and Brooks from State. Harris made the first team as voted by the coaches from North Carolina, as did Ashlyn Jackson from Duke. Second team, Mayer from Duke. Also, Navarre from North Carolina, and their defensive team as voted by the coaches, Fournier from Duke, Navarre from North Carolina, and Mayer from Duke. There you go. A lot of honorees there. I think they could streamline that process a little bit, but congratulations to everybody honored. Dennis, would you have, or do you have, some Dean's Listers you'd like to throw out here?
I would like to throw out on the Dean's List everyone that had to compile that list because you did the real work.
I probably messed some of that up, by the way.
No, it's okay. It's totally fine. But just the fact that you have like these two voting panels, like there's the coaches, and then there's this panel group. There's 10 players on a team. I don't know.
If there's a bunch of disagreement between the Blue Ribbon panel and the coaches, you could have 20 first-team All-ACC players.
That I'm not gonna lie, that's stupid. That should not be the case.
But again, congratulations. It's not
for
the
real.
players' fault.
I'm not holding it against the players, but the process is dumb.
All right. Let's get to more Dean's List. How about UNCW, Wilmington, men's basketball? CAA regular season champions.
Hey, let's go.
10th time they've won the CAA Coastal Athletic. It was Colonial Athletic when I played in it. The Colonial.
That's right. It's the Coastal Athletic.
They changed it. Coastal Athletic Association regular season. But 10th time they've won the CAA, so congrats to them. Charlotte 49ers baseball.
Okay.
On the Dean's List. I'm just scrolling. Do you know they beat Virginia in baseball? Virginia is a premier club when it comes to baseball. The final score in that one, 14-0. They out-hit Virginia in the game 17-2. I don't know if it was like the Virginia emptied the bench or not. I don't care. 14-0 is 14-0. Good on you, 49ers baseball. How about this one? Remember Nolan Smith, John Shire's backcourt mate at Duke? He is now the head coach at Tennessee State men's basketball. He had been an assistant at Duke. He's now the head coach at Tennessee State. Ohio Valley Conference Coach of the Year honors for Nolan Smith. 7th first-year coach in league history to win Coach of the Year while capturing at least a share of the regular season championship. Nolan Smith. Take that, his old college buddy John Shire. Speaking of Duke, last one for you in the Dean's List. The Mavericks visited the Hornets last night, and it was built up as this big Duke game because it was supposed to be Cooper Flagg against Con Knipple. Cooper Flagg, I don't believe, ended up playing. The Hornets did win the game, but a bunch of the Duke the moms of last year's team, this year's team, a bunch of them went. It was a thing. But you know who showed out? It wasn't Con Knipple. Cooper Flagg didn't even play. Sion James, 13 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals off the bench for the Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets.
117-90 win over Dallas, by the way. The Hornets are on fire.
Yeah, they're at 500 now. They're 31-31.
And at one point in time, they were way below 500.
Oh, yeah.
It was not even. I mean, they started the year 6-16. That's a long way below 500. Now they're 31-31. Is that what it ends up? Yeah, 31-31.
31-31.
And Sion had a big game, so there you go.
Yeah, they're currently 9th in the East.
That's play-in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They're 4 games ahead of the Bucks, who are 11th. So right now they're sitting somewhat comfortable.
Hornets playoff team? Question mark.
Let's go. Let's make it happen.
They're playing well. I'll give you that much. They are playing well. And what was it? Washington, who used to be a Hornet, now on the Mavs, gave the funniest PJ Washington.
Yeah, PJ Washington
gave the funniest compliment to LaMelo Ball. He's like, yeah, his awkwardness is good. It's strange and hard to play against, but effective. It was a compliment, but it was all just his game is weird. And it's hard to stop. But it's hey, whatever works, right? Doesn't have to be pretty. They don't say how, they say how many. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Dean's List. Let's dismiss. And let's ask a question that I haven't heard much of for the Carolina Hurricanes with the trade deadline in the NHL about 48 hours away, a little bit less. What if they don't do anything? How would you feel, Hurricanes fans, if on Friday, 3 o'clock comes and goes and nothing changes. How would you feel? We'll answer that right after Dennis Cox gives you this piece of information.
Hey, Dennis Cox here real quick for my good friends over at Law Tigers. I'm excited about this spring weather that we have. Definitely took the motorcycle into work today. Felt nice getting up and down the road on the bike once again. But I also don't want to be the only motorcyclist out there on the road, folks. I need you to come out there and join me, and I know the path for you in order to do that. You go to caniacsbike.com. Go to caniacsbike.com because the Law Tigers are once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. That's right, I'll say it again. A custom Canes Ducati motorcycle courtesy of Art Moto Garage and Shiny Side Paint. It's a V4 Ducati. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've seen it in person. I immediately just can I just take this? I'll just give you my bike and I'll just take this one. They said no. But you can win it. You just go to caniacsbike.com. You enter for your chance to win. The bike will be given away 1 month from today, April 4th, live on the ice at the game. And it includes tickets into a catered suite as well if you do win. So, again, go to caniacsbike.com. Enter for your chance to win. Bike will be given away 1 month from today. But the deadline to enter, it's the 29th of this month. I'll say it again. The 29th of this month, March 29th, is the deadline to enter. So don't wait. caniacsbike.com. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly and 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with that question. What if the Canes don't make any trades? How would you feel? Stick around.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today.
919-205-9800. That's 919-205-9800.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
When it comes to your roof, it's all about quality above with peace of mind below. Hi, this is Holly with RoofWorks. We're proud to be in our 20th year helping families and businesses keep the roof over their heads as economically as possible. We work on every type of roof, gutters, and skylights with quality repairs, maintenance, and replacements for your home, your business, and multifamily. We offer warranties with every new roof and financing options for homeowners, and we're now serving Southern Pines as well. Visit us to learn more at roofwerks.com.
Tim Donnelly here for Bailey's Fine Jewelry, where they have a timepiece, a luxury timepiece for you. I like to say that your interest in watches, your likes, your taste, it's as unique as you are. Some people, they want history. They want military history like Hamilton. They want watchmaking innovation history like the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, granddaddy of all the dive watches, or the moon watch from Omega that's been worn on the moon more than any other watch. Some want something brand new. Some want something innovative. Some want something trendy. The Norcanes, the more modern pre-owned and vintage Rolex. There are so many options when it comes to what you wear on your wrist, what statement you want to make. And lucky for us, the Fox & Bailey Watch Shop, located inside Bailey's Fine Jewelry at their Village District location, as well as the Omega Boutique, the largest of its kind in the country, and the main showroom at Bailey's have it all. No matter what you want your luxury timepiece to say, they have the watch for you.
Everybody in your crew identifies as either Big Mac Burger, McNuggets, or McCrispy Sandwich. But you're the Filet-O-Fish Sandwich all day. That crispy fish, that savory tartar sauce, that melty cheese, that pillowy bun. Yeah, you get it. Every time.
Now, enjoy a Filet-O-Fish and a 10-piece McNuggets. Mix and match any two for just $6 at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Nikolai Ehlers with a tight turn. He'll leave it for Walker. Martinook's going to get to it behind the net. He'll turn, but pestered just enough. Loose puck finds Ehlers. He scores! You needed the leaders to come up big, and they did here. Nikolai Ehlers is 16th, and the Canes are on the board.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Friday, 3 o'clock. That is the NHL trade deadline. Each of the last 2 years, whether it was right up against the final deadline of the trade deadline or if it already happened by now, each of the last 2 years, the Carolina Hurricanes made either the splashiest or one of the splashiest moves of the section, right? Whether it was Gensel, whether it was Mikko Rantanen being traded to Carolina and then away from Carolina, the big domino always fell. And 2 years, that's a long time, right? Maybe Canes fans have been a little conditioned, right? We're Pavlov's dogs now, right? You start hearing the NHL trade deadlines coming, and we're just going like, all right, where's the food? Where's the big trade? Where's the big trade? Where's the forward? Where's the forward? We need new players. We need new players. The bell rings, and we're just standing by our bowl going, come on, where's the food? So I ask you this, what if they do nothing? What if we get all, we're all ready, and what if they just do nothing? Because it's possible. They would not be the first team, ready for this? The Canes fans, if you know, you know. They would not be the first team to be near the top of the standings, have a pretty good group, and look around and just go, I like our group. They would not be the first team to just say, leading the division, firmly in the postseason. All these teams that are selling the premier players have these high asking prices. We don't want to pay it. We're just going to see what we got and roll with it. It's possible. How would you feel? As always, I think that's a question that is to answer it. You got to answer it with a question of its own. What did your competitors do? If players were traded, what were the packages that they were traded for, right? Because, we'll use Robert Thomas as the example because he's the one that everybody keeps talking about. If he gets traded, let's say, I know that it seems like the talks have backed off, but, they can start back up at any time. Let's say he gets traded to Buffalo. Well, then you're going to look around and go, maybe the Canes should go a little bit. They got to match something. They should bring something in. But also, if they get traded to Buffalo for the sun, the moon, and the stars, I'm going to go, thank goodness they didn't make that trade. If he gets traded to Buffalo and it's for like a relatively reasonable to maybe even a little bit less than you thought price, then you're going to go, no, they should have made a trade. I'm upset they did nothing. They could have outbid that. But yes, they can, it is well within logic to chill, especially when you look at what the second line has been doing recently. Because when you talk with Canes fans, Canes reporters, you read the articles and all that, obviously so much of it is set around, especially if you're trading for a forward, second line center, or like they've done each of the last 2 years, just a elite goal-scoring wing. Second line has been scoring a bunch. First line, I think everybody is already comfortable with. It's almost like a contract year performance for the second line. It's like a keep your job performance, right? It's the timing of it is important. If they play lights out tonight, then their last 3 games, all 3 games since the Olympic break, they've played or 3 out of the 4, they've played really, really well. And it might make you a little bit less willing to acquiesce to the final request of the trade partner, right? Because there's always one more, right? There's always, okay, yeah, we like what you've offered. It's really good. I talked with my team. If you can throw in another second rounder, I think we're good, right? There's always one more. And if you're desperate, if you need to fix a second line that's not playing well, they're not creating goals, they're holding your team back, you go, yeah, all right, second rounder, sure, here you go. Or, yeah, here's another prospect. Here's another of our top AHL guys, whatever. You just do it. But if you're not as desperate because they're playing well, you go, no, I'm going to call your bluff. And who knows if it happens or not. Dennis, what do you think the reaction would be if it's Friday? Let's just zoom ahead to Friday.
Okay.
It is.
Go 48 hours from now.
48 hours from now, it's 3:52, which means the 3:00 trade deadline is come and gone, and we've given the extra half hour for like the late filed trades to come through.
And we didn't hear about Mark Jankowski's trade until about 5 o'clock.
I imagine news of like a bigger trade would have traveled a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So 3:52, I would feel comfortable. I'd go, all right, they didn't do anything. If I'm saying that into the radio and Canes fans are hearing it for the first time, what do you think the reaction is?
I think people will be surprised, and I think people will be a little disappointed.
Yeah, so do I.
And honestly, I probably would feel that way myself.
Interesting.
I think I would be as well, because if you look at the landscape of the East right now, which is, my eyes, is wide open, the Eastern Conference.
More so than usual.
Florida's not in it. You don't got to worry about Florida this year. Tampa, they're still going to be a tough team to beat. You don't got to worry about facing them until the Eastern Conference Final. And if Buffalo or Montreal, those teams add, well, guess what? You don't have to beat all three of them in the playoffs. You only have to beat one of those teams, just the way the playoffs are structured. But you have to anticipate that all these other teams are going to add. And then you never know what some of these other teams are going to be doing in terms of the wild card. So, again, you look at the standings the way they are right now. You look in the Eastern Conference. Again, I say it's wide open. Montreal, you might have to, or Boston. Right now, you're probably set to play Montreal. If we're being honest, we're probably going to play Montreal in the first round of the playoffs. Montreal is going to be a tough out. You know Montreal is looking to add. It's not going to be easy. The Islanders are probably going to try and add because they're like, wait a second, we're actually going to make the playoffs? It's not going to be an easy thing. You always have to anticipate your competition is going to add and get better. And if you stay the same, guess what? They either caught you or they're going to pass you. I'd be disappointed if they don't at least get something. Doesn't have to be a major move, but they still should add something.
That was going to be my next question is, I don't think a fourth liner is going to get the juices flowing. You know what I mean?
Depends.
If it's
it really
super
depends,
size
though.
and center, maybe.
Yeah.
But which, by the way, we did talk about the 6'6", 230 guy from Nashville. He got traded.
Michael McCarron? Yeah.
He got traded to
fine
Minnesota. Not like an hour after we talked about it on the air.
For a second-round pick. I'm like, it's okay.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, right? If I have a big enough big picture, or a clear enough big picture view that you have to understand the market. And if everybody's overpaying for stuff, I have no problem not overpaying. Even if my competitors or my direct competitors get better, I have no problem not being swindled. With that being said, though, part of the excitement for the last however many, really since the last trade deadline, when they traded Mikko Rantanen to Dallas, the excitement wasn't, oh, good, and they can make those first-round picks that they received, and then in 3 years from then, perhaps they'll have good players ready to be promoted up to the big league club. It was, oh, and they can flip those picks for players to help them get over the hump, right? And they did a little bit of it. I still think they could do more of it, right? I still think they could go use those resources a bit. So I would be disappointed if nothing happens, with the added context that to make something happen, you don't want to force it either. You don't want to go, we need to do something, and have your desperation come across to your trade partners, and suddenly you're paying 3 times the value for a player because you thought you needed something.
Even if they do add, let's say, a fourth-line center as an upgrade over maybe Mark Jankowski. Actually, Jesperi Kotkaniemi is going to be playing tonight, it looks like. So even if they get,
I think he should, but that's a different conversation.
I think if they do add, let's say, a fourth-line center, that upgrades that position. That can also help on your penalty kill as well. It's not going to be a glaring thing. They're like, oh my gosh, they got a top 6 forward like an Artemi Panarin. But it does serve a role that this team still needs, which is a right-handed center that can kill penalties. It's a small role, but it could be a vital difference between, hey, it's a 3-2 game and it's game 6, and you're trying to protect that 3-2 lead and you got a penalty to kill. Well, that right-handed centerman that can win that faceoff for you, that can help you kill that penalty, that's going to make all the difference in possibly winning a cup and not.
Ironically, and this is the final point I'll make, because Vincent Trocheck is not this, but he kind of was this for Team USA at the Olympics. Like, you might need the guy that can win faceoffs and kill penalties. And everything else, it's a little underwhelming, but if you can win faceoffs and kill penalties, there's a role for you. Again, I don't think Vincent Trocheck is that in the NHL, although he can do those things. He's more. But you can find the equivalent to that in the NHL that he was for Team USA, as long as the price is right. I just have to keep saying that because they're like, the draft is coming up in the NFL. Everyone asks me, like, do you like this player? I'm like, well, I like him in the third. I don't like him in the second. That doesn't mean I don't like the player or I like the player. It's all based on price. Do you want to trade for Robert Thomas? Tell me what I got to give up. I like him at the right price. I don't like him at the wrong price. And that's going to be my answer for darn near everyone. Although there are some players I'm just like, no. But we don't have to go through all those. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Something to keep in mind.
Is this breaking?
No,
okay.
I'm just saying, just keep this in mind. Scott Lawton and Oliver Ekman-Larsson of the Toronto Maple Leafs will be scratched tonight by the Leafs. Multiple players are being scratched for asset protection purposes tonight.
I like that they're just saying it that way. Other sports pretend.
I mean, Scott Lawton, you want to talk about he's not right-handed, but a guy that could be a fourth-line center? It's on the final year of his contract. I mean, he'd be rental fourth-line center. He only makes like $1.5 million. Keep that in mind.
If the price is right.
Also, Bobby McMahon is also out tonight for the Leafs.
Toronto has lost their last 4 and something like 12 of their last 15, something along those lines. That'll turn you into a seller real quick.
Yeah.
It's the exact opposite of like a line playing well right as you were thinking of replacing them. This is like, you know what? Let's just cut bait, move on. Same thing with the Panthers, by the way, which leads you to some goalie conversations. I'm talking Florida Panthers, which leads you to some goalie conversations. Where is it? I'm going to bring up this stat just because it's really fun to say out loud. Corey Lavalette tweeted it out first. Let's just pick a random game to start with. Like, I don't know. Remember when the Hurricanes beat the Florida Panthers 9-1?
Yeah.
That was a fun game.
It was.
Starting with that game, the Panthers are 6-10-0 with 3 regulation wins in their last 16. It's almost like they got smacked around so bad in that 9-1 loss that it shook them to their very core. They have some things, bragging rights-wise, that they'll hold on to. But their last 16 games, they've been rocked. How's that taste, Florida? The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. From those Panthers to our Panthers. Carolina Panthers football at 4 next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them, see if you qualify. $750? Boom! And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text WORTH to 323232. That's WORTH to 323232. WORTH to 323232.
Paycheck advances offered by FindCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Getting hurt in a car wreck comes with all kinds of stress and frustration. But when you call me, I'll be on top of all of it. So all you need to worry about is getting better. If you've been injured in a car wreck, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Your Wednesday midday forecast. Temperatures in the 60s right now. Heading into the afternoon, we'll make it into the mid-70s. Beautiful out there. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy. Overnight lows mid-50s. Highs nearing 80 by tomorrow afternoon. I'm meteorologist Chris Michaels in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 238 points at the closing bell to 48,739.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we get to football at 4, we were talking a lot of Canes hockey before the break, and hopefully that got Canes fans listening in, because Canes fans have an opportunity tomorrow. Join 99.9 The Fan at the Buffalo Brothers in Cary. That is Thursday, tomorrow, from 6 to 8 p.m. to hang out with Victoria from the Adam Gold Show and have your chance to win pairs of tickets to the Canes versus St. Louis game on Thursday, March 12th. You can each win one pair. You can't win multiple pairs, but there will be a lot of opportunities to win a pair. Victoria will be giving away one pair of tickets every 8 minutes while she is there. That is 2 hours. A pair of tickets given away every 8 minutes. You can do the math to figure out how many that is. It's a bunch. Buffalo Brothers in Cary is the location. Tomorrow, 6 to 8 p.m. is the time. And Victoria from the Adam Gold Show is the person. That's the who, what's the where's, the whys to win Canes tickets. There you go. And we will have a pair of tickets to give away today on the show at some point. Not going to tell you when.
Stay tuned.
We'll just pop on and say, hey, call. Mm-hmm. That's a little warning for you. Now let's talk Panthers free agency. We're talking Carolina Panthers free agency. Free agency is going to open up here less than a week, or the legal tampering period will open up less than a week.
I wish they'd just call it negotiating period, but whatever.
I wish they would just open up free agency and say you can sign.
That's true.
I don't know why they have to have this weird period where you can agree to things, but you can't actually sign them. That's neither here nor there. Yesterday we talked under the radar. Today, we're talking above the radar. But first, I want to give you just the nuts and bolts of what's happened today. Jalen Coker and Bryce Tremaine, a couple of young wide receivers with less than 3 years in the league, have both been extended the appropriate offer to protect their tender, which means, at minimum, they will play for the minimum next year, 1 year for the Carolina Panthers. It's a exclusive rights free agent tender, which means the Panthers can guarantee or can bar them from negotiating with other teams as long as they offer a 1 year minimum value contract. They have done that. This is very, very protocol, very, very obvious, almost not even news. But it does mean that both of those guys will be playing for Carolina next year. They can still negotiate long-term contracts with Carolina. They can still do everything with Carolina. They just they can't go negotiate with other teams in free agency. Also, as far as important dates coming up, Mike Kay, the Charlotte Observer, pointed this one out, and I thought it was interesting. So March 9th is when the legal tampering period opens up. That's when you can talk to free agents and start negotiating deals. 11th is when free agency actually opens up. That's when you can sign deals and become official. The 13th is a very important day for the Panthers. On the 13th, Mike Jackson, Robert Hunt, Tommy Tremble, J.C. Horn, and Bobby Brown have pretty decent portions of their base salaries become guaranteed for next year. Mike Jackson, $2 million, Robert Hunt, $9 million, Tremble, $2 million, Horn, $16.23 million, and Bobby Brown $2.78 million. Now for Hunt and Horn, the 13th ain't no different than the 14th, the 15th. Their bank accounts, if I were them, I would wake up and do the little mobile banking refresh.
Do it at midnight?
Yeah.
Hey, honey, I'm going to stay up a little late tonight.
I actually don't think they get the money. It just becomes guaranteed, but I still would do it just in case.
Yeah.
But for guys like Tommy Tremble, guys like Bobby Brown, those days become very nerve-wracking for you because if a team can release you before your money becomes guaranteed, obviously they save that money against the cap and just that cash. So be a little on edge the 13th, right? Especially with the essentially free agent opening up by the 9th. The Panthers will likely know how much money they need to sign the guys that are their free agents, and it might be like, if we take that $2 million from Tremble, we could get this negotiation done over here with this guy. So just pay attention for that.
Also, be on the lookout at some point, probably this weekend, if a trade for A'Shawn Robinson doesn't happen, that he gets released.
And it's happening. That's obviously A'Shawn Robinson would be unique to the Panthers, but you're seeing players released all over the league. Just earlier today, moments ago, really, Stephon Diggs was informed by the Panthers that he will be released. He had some money coming up that would be guaranteed if he were still on the roster in the next few days. So veterans with big cap hits are just going to be released in the next few days. And A'Shawn, I would be very surprised if they can work out a trade unless it's just like a pick swap or something like that. I assume he'll be released and hit the open market. With that being said, let's do some above-the-radar free agency here. Here's how I describe above the radar. Yesterday, we dug deep, right? Like, if you go to the top 100 free agents, they were all like 60 and below. For today's little exercise, with free agency opening up, I just went, boom, ESPN.com, top 100 free agents, and went to the positions, just went down the list, 1, 2, 3, 4, and took the names that were at positions that I consider of need for the Panthers. I'm going to throw some names out there. Dennis, give us an in or an out, okay? And then we can discuss. The number one free agency prospect on the board of the entire ESPN list, Trey Hendrickson, Bengals edge. 30-something years old, but has led the NFL in sacks.
I would say actually out.
And I assume that's price-related.
Part of it's price-related because it would restrict you from doing other things. Also, second of all, I do not want to see Trey Hendrickson dropping into coverage in Ejiro Evero's defense. If that ever happens, someone should be fired.
My thing is I don't love 30-something-year-olds coming off injuries.
There's that too.
And
that scares me.
Unless it's a prove-it deal. It's like the little 1 year, which I don't think he wants. I think he wants the big, fat contract. I'm out. The number 3 free agent on the list was Jalen Phillips, Philly edge, but I think most of us remember him from his time in Miami.
I'm torn on this one. I want to say yes.
What's stopping you? The heart wants what the heart wants.
I want to say yes, but I'm afraid he's going to cost too much, and that injury history truly does concern me. So I will say out because of that, because I think it's just going to cost too much.
His injury history dates back to college and beyond. It's
not great.
He is an athlete, though.
But he's talented as hell.
The top wide receiver on the list was Alec Pierce, wide receiver from Indy.
Oh, I'm in. I mean, he ain't going to get him, but I'm in. Are you talking about a guy that caught over 1,000 yards on only 47 passes last year? Yeah, I'm in.
That's hard to replicate efficiency.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard. I don't think he goes for 1,000 wherever he goes next, but he's still going to be a deep threat. He's fast, and he can track the ball over his shoulder as well as anybody.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm out. I think he's too expensive. And
he's going to be super expensive.
But I do like the idea of him. I like his skill set and how it would fit with the receivers the Panthers have. Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle, coming out of Green Bay. He is the number 1 ranked offensive tackle in the free agency market and leaving Green Bay. And by the way, there was of the top 20, there were 2 or 3 offensive tackles. I didn't run through them all because none of us, pay attention to offensive line enough and are knowledgeable enough at offensive line to know his footwork is fantastic. So basically what I'm asking here, without, Rasheed Walker is who Rasheed Walker is, would you be interested in a mid to late 20s starting experience, probably bigger ticket item at left tackle?
26 years old. Let's see, PFF ranked 25th in blocking among among tackles. 28th in pass. I'm sorry, that's snaps played. You know what? They need it. I'll take it. I'll say yes.
And
I'll say yes.
To me, that would be a decision that Ike Ekwonu will be replacing Moten if he becomes healthy on the right side eventually.
I say yes only if he's signed as a stopgap, not a long term. Not a long term. Stopgap, I'll say yes. Long term, no.
You'll probably have to bump down the ranks a little bit for a stopgap. If you're the number one tackle on the market, you're probably looking to break the bank.
He's probably going to get paid.
What about somebody like Odafe Owe, Chargers edge? He is a more toolsy guy, but he does have some proven ability. Edge rusher, not top of the market. He's not Hendrickson. He's not Phillips, but he's premier. Like, it's still going to cost you.
I'd say out.
All right.
I'd say no.
I have two more, and they're interesting. We don't have much time, so let's roll. Quay Walker, linebacker, Packers.
I'm in.
You're in.
I'm in.
I think, and the more and more I look into it with our draft, our combine analysis, and now looking at free agency, I don't know if there's been a better offseason in a long time to get an off-ball backer.
Oh, this is the time to get multiple.
By every avenue you can acquire a player, there's 10 options that I'm like, that would work. That would work out pretty well.
This is the off season to get multiple.
Last one, Isaiah Likely, tight end, Ravens.
I'm in. I'll take it.
You think he fulfills? You don't think there's a little? I want Jalen Coker almost playing like the Puka Brock Bowers style thing. Isaiah Likely, you're not bringing him in to be the jumbo blocker.
No.
That's Mitchell Evans. Might be a little skill set overlap there that people wouldn't recognize. I think they operate in the same part of the field quite a bit.
I would say if you bring him in on the condition that you probably will let Tommy Tremble go.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yes.
100%.
But likely with Jatavian Sanders and Mitchell Evans, I like that trio.
And
that's an upgraded trio from last year.
And you can afford speed at wide receiver somehow, some way, because he's not obviously taking the top off. But I do like Likely. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That's a little big name free agency talk, as that is knocking on our doorstep here.
Quay Walker, you never say if you're in or out on Quay Walker.
I'm out on Quay Walker because he's one of the top free agent linebackers. Thus, I think he'll be one of the more expensive. And I think there's 20 options to fill an off-ball backer with somebody who I'd be excited about. So I don't know why I would spend top shelf when there's, even if it's not exactly as good and experienced, there's someone out there that I think you could fill that in cheaper ways. So nothing against Quay Walker, just kind of the supply is great. So I'm not going to go all the way to the top with it. You ready for an analogy?
Sure.
I've been told I'm not a like alcohol snob, right? So like I don't sniff wine and do the whole swirl thing, and I don't do that with whiskeys or anything. But I've been told the difference in vodka from like the top best vodkas and the cheap vodkas is the smallest of all the liquors. So like a really, really nice whiskey is way better than a cheap whiskey. A really, really nice, gin is way nicer than a really cheap gin. But a really, really nice vodka is only a little bit better than like a cheap vodka. To me, that's off-ball backers available this year. It's like the best available wide receivers, I think, are way better than what you might have to settle for in free agency wide receivers. The best off-ball backers, well, like the 20th is still pretty good. Like there's not a huge difference there. It's better. Don't get me wrong. It's better. I don't know how much better it actually is. If it's worth the money, right? Which is why so many college kids are out there drinking cheap vodka, because not as bad. Just thought. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, of course, only when they are of age and doing so responsibly.
Of course.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have some games to play. I'm looking forward to a blind ranking. But first, Dennis Cox has something for you.
Dennis Cox here real quick for Loan Pronto. Folks, those high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances, well, it's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash that you need so you can pay it all off. One couple, Corey and Jack, they called Loan Pronto, and in a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage rate intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. And you could do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program, you can get $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Another couple, Chloe and Ethan, they did just that. They consolidated all their high-interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Just think about this. Pay off all your credit cards. You slash your monthly payments. You get to breathe a little bit easier. Get a lot of your life back. Interest rates are at 3-year lows. Call Loan Pronto now, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, plays blind rankings. Next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Vancouver.
He scores! Andrei Svechnikov! That's the magic!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 9:30. Puck Drop at 10.
Stahl! Bingo! Jordan Stahl seals it. What an effort from Nikolai Ehlers. And the Canes go up 2-0.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Sound Station and Security, your automotive and audio experts. Car audio, car video, home theater, wheels and tires, and so much more. Plus, did you know Sound Station and Security offers full service for your vehicle? Alignments, inspection, oil changes, window tinting, and custom exhaust. And with a variety of financing options, Sound Station and Security can help you get what you need today. 2 locations, downtown Smithfield and on Glenwood Avenue in Raleigh. Sound Station and Security. Visit myhotsound.com.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
Ooh, with the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries.
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
There's bow time, and then there's Bojangler time. You heard right. The Bojangler fish fillet sandwich is back for limited time at participating Bojangles. A light, flaky, perfectly seasoned fish fillet with lettuce, cheese, and tartar sauce tucked inside a bun. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HOT to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HOT to 215-215. That's HOT to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Carolina Hurricanes fans, we do have first goal scorer prediction coming up in about 13 minutes. So if you haven't done so already, start thinking about who you think will score the first goal tonight when the Carolina Hurricanes get it started after dark, East Coast time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, puck drop in Vancouver. First goal scorer predictions will be coming up in a little bit. But first, Dennis, why don't we go ahead and play a little bit of our favorite game, Blind Ranking.
All right. We're in the final week of ACC basketball, Tim.
Yes, we are.
We're going to blind rank, or actually you are going to blind rank these ACC men's basketball teams and their chances of winning the ACC tournament. Okay?
ACC men's basketball teams' chances of winning the ACC tournament.
That is correct.
Okay. Can you use it in a sentence? I'm kidding. Just go.
First team, Louisville.
Language of origin.
Louisville.
Louisville?
Yes, Louisville.
Or Louisville?
Yes.
That is.
I believe the people out there in Louisville call it Louisville. But people in Louisville will tell you don't say Louisville.
How do you pronounce the state capital of Kentucky?
Louisville?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt?
Boom. Walked right into it. So Louisville, their chances of winning the ACC tournament. They're good. I saw some stuff. Michael Brown, he was banged up? Is he?
I think he missed their last game.
But it's not like he's not like Dunzo.
I don't think so. Okay. No,
because that would be that move him to the bottom of the list.
That would change things.
That would move him to the bottom of the list. I'm put him. See, I got to decide. I think they're probably the fourth overall. I have to decide whether you're going to give me the big dogs or not. I think you're probably giving me at least two big dogs. I'm putting them third.
All right, so again, blind ranking ACC basketball teams, their chances of actually winning the ACC tournament.
Are they? Let me make sure I have all this right.
I gave you Louisville. You put them at 3.
Yeah, I'm not changing. I'm locked in, pot committed, all those sorts of things. I just want to make sure I have. They're going to be playing an extra game. They're not getting that 4-game. Right, they're not getting the double bye.
No, they're not. They play Wednesday.
But they're a good team. I'm comfortable with them at 3.
Okay. All right, next one on this list is Clemson.
I think they are leaking oil. I do not think I'm putting them 5th.
Wow, all the way down there at 5.
I mean, I don't. Part of this is I think I'm trying to get a little into your brain. Are you going to give me like Boston College? I just don't.
I mean, I don't think they're actually going to be in it.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Gosh, I still don't like that teams don't make the ACC tournament, but never mind. I think Clemson is not as good as their record says. They're leaking oil a little bit, and like they had good players that have been around a while making just boneheaded mistakes at the end of a close game, like time management wise against Carolina last night. That doesn't show me you're like hitting the right strides going into the postseason. So yeah, I'm putting you 5.
Okay, so I give you Louisville, you put them at 3. I give you Clemson, you put them at number 5. So you have number 1, 2, and 4 spots available. Blind ranking ACC men's basketball teams on their chances of actually winning the ACC tournament. Next on this list, NC State.
4, and I think that's fair.
Okay.
They're good. The issue I have is I don't know if they can string enough games together.
Fair point.
Because they'd have to win at least 3.
Play
4?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah, so
4 straight.
I just don't trust their consistency. I think they can hang with anybody on a good day, but getting 4 consecutive good days is a lot to ask. So State number 4. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you have Louisville at 3. You have Clemson at 5. You have NC State at 4, leaving number 1 and number 2 available.
This is setting me up to look foolish, but maybe you'll be nice.
Next one on this list is Miami.
Miami 2. I'm fine with that. They have the double bye. They're a good team. I really like their coach.
Jay Lucas.
Former Duke assistant, but I just like what he's done with them this year. A little under talked about because Ryan Odom and Virginia have been so good that the new coach vibe hasn't really gone to Jay Lucas down there. But I'm fine with Miami. They're a ranked team. They're doing just fine. That number 2, I'm cool with that.
All right, so you have Louisville. You put at number 3. Next school I gave you was Clemson. You put them at 5. I gave you NC State. You put them at 4. I give you Miami. You put them at 2, leaving only the 1 spot open on our blind ranking of ACC men's basketball team and their chances of winning the ACC tournament. Number 1 goes to SMU.
I don't love that. I was hoping you'd give me one of the other teams in the triangle. I don't love SMU at the top, but it's not the end of the world. It could be worse. I actually the 5 you gave me might be like numbers 3 or 4 through like 8. You know what I mean? Like they're all kind of jumbled in the same spot there.
Yeah, any of those teams can just beat each other, I can feel like.
Yeah, I don't think there's large spreads in any direction when these teams play each other. So my blind ranking ended with number 1, ACC men's basketball team. I did this blind to win the ACC tournament. SMU, number 2, Miami, number 3, Louisville, number 4, NC State, and number 5, Clemson. Dennis, I did that blind. If I give you the gift of sight and vision, how would you rank those 5?
I probably would put Miami at 1. Is likely what I would go with. I'll probably go Miami at 1. 2, I will probably go Louisville. I feel like I would put State at 5.
5, all right.
The way they're playing right now. And I'll probably put SMU 4 and Clemson 3.
All right, you said that in a weird order, but I hear you. Miami, Louisville, Clemson, SMU, State.
Yeah.
I'd probably have State a little higher, but that's fine. I mean, honestly, I think smart people could take, like knowledgeable that have watched a lot of games, could take those 5. And if you got 10 people, you might not have 10. Like none of them would overlap. They could all be different because they're that's like the jumbled second tier of the ACC.
Yep. Or actually, as Will Wade said, there's Duke on its own tier, then there's Virginia on a tier, and then there's everyone else. Now we're looking at third tier.
I would put Duke on their own tier, healthy UNC and Virginia tier 2.
Yeah.
Then I guess it's third, jumbled third tier of like 6 or 7 schools.
That's kind of what I was going for in this blind ranking, just for the simple fact that on any given day, these schools could just beat up on each other. You never know.
With that, which is why like it makes sense that Miami won, because they have the double bye. So, on any given day, any of these teams can lose, except Miami can't for the first couple because
that's true.
They've earned their way through it. So that's blind ranking here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have first goal scorer predictions coming up in about 4 minutes, so let's cruise through some Hurricanes and Cons.
But to play great defense, you need one thing above all else.
That starts with a W.
Confidence.
What are you most confident in? What are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes? They play tonight on the late night action at Vancouver. 10 o'clock puck drop, 9:30 Stormwatch with Adam Gold right here on 99.9 The Fan. The trade deadline is Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. And right now, what are you most confident? What are you most concerned about? As always, when someone says they have good news and bad news, which do you start with? You start with the bad. Dennis, what are you most concerned about for the Carolina Hurricanes?
My concern is that if they get or if they have an injury on defense, like we saw in the playoffs last year, do they have enough NHL experience to handle injuries on their blue line? That's my concern. Not that Joel Nystrom's a bad player or that Charles Alexis Legault is a bad player. I think Nystrom and Legault show that they can potentially be long-term NHL players. But for a playoff run, I wonder if they don't still try and add a depth defenseman that can play in this system that's an NHLer that has a little bit of experience. So that's my concern. Do they have enough NHL experience depth to handle an injury or two on the blue line?
They're better suited this year because of all the
better than last
because of all the injuries they went through earlier. But I hear you. My concern, same as last week, last week. Until I see it, and I know he played and got the win, but it wasn't pretty. I just want Brandon Bussey to get in a rhythm. I want like 2 straight solid Brandon Bussey performances post-Olympic break. He's only had 1 start, and then they went 2 back-to-back with Freddie. He is expected to be in net tonight. I just want 2 really solid Brandon Bussey performances in a row so I can relax and know that the Olympic break didn't throw off the all-time rhythm that he was in before the break with how his career started. So it's just me being nervous and overthinking, but I am nervous and overthinking. Can't control your subconscious. What's your confidence in the Carolina Hurricanes? What are you most confident about in the Carolina Hurricanes as we approach the trade deadline?
My confidence in them is their ability to score in multiple ways, because we saw in previous seasons, obviously they're great with their forecheck, working the puck from low to high in the offensive zone. That's been their bread and butter. But with the additions of guys like Nikolai Ehlers, the development of guys like Jackson Blake and Logan Stankoven and others, they have the ability to score on the rush. I think that's also been a byproduct of some of the injuries that they had early on this season where they had to play a little bit that way. But they have the ability to score on the rush, I think, more often than they did last season. So I think the ability to be able to score in multiple ways and create scoring chances in different scenarios, I think is a plus for this team going forward.
My confidence is just how the second line's been playing. I've really liked. They've been buzzing. Taylor Hall scoring more. There's good stuff happening. Jackson Blake feels like whatever weird mental fog he was under the last couple of games before the Olympic break, he's kind of broken out of that and he's shooting again. So I'm with it. I like the way they're playing, and it's ironic because I think a lot of Canes fans would love to see a new member of that second line within the next couple of days here. But if not, they're playing well, at least at the moment. That's Hurricanes and Cons here on The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan. We're rolling through it, so we'll see how much time we have. But we do want to give you the chance to call in for some first goal score predictions. Who will score the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes tonight against Vancouver? And in what period you think they will score it? Those two pieces of information, call in now, 919-860-5326. That's 919-860-5326. Prove to us you know Canes hockey. Prove to us you know what's going on. You can see the future. 919-860-5326. While Dennis lines up some of the callers, I'll give you everyone's prediction from 99.9 The Fan. We do have an internal competition going on here. I have a scoreboard at my desk. Adam Gold and Victoria, for those of you wondering, are tied at the top. So the Adam Gold Show doing well. But they're only one ahead of a bunch of us. Adam of the Adam Gold Show has Chatfield in the first today. Said it feels like a chatty day. Chatfield in the first. Victoria, producer of Adam Gold, goes producer of the Adam Gold Show. Jarvis in the first 10 minutes. That's kind of her bread and butter. Paul Ihander from the Next Up with Paul Ihander show every morning, 9 to 10, weekdays here on 99.9 The Fan. He went with Stankoven in kind of a home game for him in the first because he's close to home, vibes. And then Max, the producer of Next Up, went Blake in the first. Again, that line kind of buzzing. We go to the call-in line. We have Kathy and Carrie up first. Kathy and Carrie, welcome to the show. We are happy to hear from you. Who is your first goal scorer prediction?
I think it's going to be Blake.
All right. And in the first period, second period, what are we talking?
I think it's going to be the second.
Second period. And any other details? Power play, 5-hole, anything else you want to add just for bragging rights?
I actually think it's probably going to be a tip.
Okay. All right. Kathy and Carrie, you are locked in with Jackson Blake in the second on a tip. We'll go to Brian in Holly Springs next up. Thank you very much, Kathy. Brian, welcome back to the show. Who scores the first goal and in what period?
I believe it's going to be Svechnikov in the second period. I think the Canes are going to be playing down to the level of their competition, but he's going to be coming out of the penalty box.
Okay.
When he gets the goal.
All right, coming out of the box. I was just going to ask you, why is everyone saying second against Vancouver? But I guess it's, playing down to the level might be an explanation there.
What penalty did he take to get in the penalty box?
Oh, jeez. Hook him.
Makes sense.
All right. That's a top seed. Appreciate it, Brian, and good luck to you. And finally, we go to Bob in Raleigh. Bob in Raleigh, who is the first goal scorer for the Canes tonight and in what period?
Hey, guys. Good evening. It's going to be a tight first period, but I see Brenda Moore on the 3-on-5, double shorthanded. Brenda Moore going to skate through. He's got it. He's got our first.
Skylar or Rod?
Rod, definitely Rod. Yeah, yeah. I don't have faith in Skylar scoring on the 3-on-5.
If only he could come back and win some faceoffs for him, I think Canes fans would love it. Do you want to make a current time prediction for us?
I'm going to go. Give me Aho in the first. Shorthanded again, though.
Shorthanded.
Shorthanded.
We have a house rule here that if you pick a shorthanded goal, you have to tell us who's in the box.
I'm going to say Stankoven's in the box for BS high stick.
All right. I like it. There's some creativity there. Bob, we appreciate it. Good luck to you. And if you're right, you'll get all the fanfare you love. All right. Go Canes. Stankoven with the nonsense high stick.
Stankoven with a high stick. He's really got to get a stick up there.
Oh, was that a short joke?
No, it's a fact.
Oh, okay. Stankoven is a treasure. Either way. Dennis, we haven't heard from you. Who's your first goal scorer prediction?
I was debating on this one. Give me a guy facing his former team. Give me Jalen Chatfield in the first.
Chatty. And yeah, that's true. He does have that history.
Mm-hmm.
And any details you want on that one?
I say it's after Stankoven gets out of the box for a high stick.
All right. After Stanky out of the box. Can you imagine if Stankoven goes into the box in the first period for a high stick and Bob is just sitting there like, I'm a genius, and then it doesn't score. It's just the ultimate letdown. Then as soon after, Chatty scores, and then Dennis is dancing.
Darn right.
I'm rolling with this until I get it right. Give me Aho in the first.
Okay.
He needs to play big. He needs to get him going. And I also think there is maybe a hint of worry for what Brian and Holly Springs said, right? Like playing down to your level of your competition, maybe starting slow. Vancouver is not good. They're not good scoring the puck. They're not good at defending. They're not good. And you don't want to let that infiltrate your team or your vibes or your energy. So I think a leader like Aho is going to get out there, try to be the spark, score one early, and make it happen.
You know what we should eventually do?
What should we do?
First penalty.
First penalty prediction?
First penalty prediction.
For the Canes, like first, who goes to the box?
Yeah, who goes to the box first? Like what period? What's the penalty?
I don't hate that. Good call, bad call.
Yeah, just
was it legit or was it nonsense? I don't hate that.
It's like Sean Walker delay a game, puck over the glass, first period.
Yeah, Nikishin, roughing.
Yeah.
I don't hate that as a prediction. It's kind of funny. We can mix it up. We got to do that on like April Fool's Day or something.
Exactly.
Mix it up. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. If you have first goal scorer predictions that you want to lock in, you can always send them to us on our YouTube live stream comments, 99.9 The Fan. Just jump into the live stream, 99.9 Fan's the channel. We live stream every show. Right beneath us, you can jump in the comment section. Let us know just a name, a player, and a period that you think the first goal will be scored. And I was thinking about this today, right? With Vancouver, you hope that there's 3 or 4 or 5 goals scored. You might take some of these predictions and parlay them. Could be a little anytime goal scorer action. That way, whether they're first, second, third, fourth, you don't care. You're just happy that they all happen because you get paid. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Dennis just whispered in my ear. He jumped in my headset and he said, tickets. That means we have a pair of tickets to give away. And we're going to do it right now. Right now, call 919-860-5326. Lucky caller number 9 will score a pair of tickets to see the Canes take on St. Louis March 12th at the Lenovo Center. Again, I said this yesterday, but who knows which players are going to be playing for which teams? Because apparently St. Louis is in all kinds of sell mode, and you never know what can happen between now and this Friday, and then who will be playing for who on March 12th.
Might be trading somebody right now, actually.
Could
Go
be.
on.
Could be. But we are giving away a pair of tickets right now to that Canes-St. Louis game. Maybe some Jumbotron tributes. Who knows? The call in right now, 919-860-5326. Caller number 9 wins the tickets, 919-860-5326. And there's still plenty of ways to win tickets to that very game from us here at 99.9 The Fan. We'll be giving away another pair of tickets tomorrow. And you can also join Victoria from the Adam Gold Show this Thursday, that's tomorrow, March 5th from 6 to 8 at Buffalo Brothers off Kildare Farm Road in Cary. That's the Cary Buffalo Brothers, where she will be giving away a pair of Canes tickets every 8 minutes. So you can win on the air, you can win in person. No excuse to miss your shot. Call in now, 919-860-5326. Be caller number 9. Or hang out with Victoria tomorrow, Buffalo Brothers, Kildare Farm Road in Cary from 6 to 8 p.m. where you can win tickets as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, there's a pretty big basketball game on Saturday. Duke hosting Carolina. We look ahead next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Vancouver.
He scores! Andrei Svechnikov! That's the magic!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 9:30. Puck Drop at 10.
Stahl! Bingo! Jordan Stahl seals it. What an effort from Nikolai Ehlers. And the Canes go up 2-0.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
Here I am. To 15-year-old Harper, buying an $80 vintage rock t-shirt is a great investment. To Harper's mom, this logic has a few holes in it. So she helped Harper open a Wells Fargo Clear Access banking account. With no overdraft fees and tools to track spending, Harper's learning, one heavy metal tee at a time. However you make money work, Wells Fargo can work with that.
Terms apply. Visit wellsfargo.com/deposit disclosures for fees and details.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. There is a pretty big basketball game coming up on Saturday when Carolina goes to Duke. Two of what I consider the probably three best teams in the ACC. Battling it out. But before we get there, it's not a Canes-related domino, but it is a domino that can fall to get things kind of rolling in the NHL as far as the trade deadline goes. Trade deadline coming up Friday at 3 o'clock. Darren Dreger did tweet out that it is believed Parayko to Buffalo is going to happen. Things are being finalized. Players need to approve, etc. That's from Darren Dreger. That's a decent deal. I do believe that Parayko is dealing with an injury right now, but he's a $6.5 million defenseman and under contract for a good amount of time. I just brought up his contract here. He is under contract for that $6.5 million per year through the 2029-2030 season. 32 years old, so obviously aging a bit. And as we've talked about, St. Louis does appear to be selling everybody over, or willing to sell everybody over about 25 years old, shopping them at least. And Buffalo appeared to be in the buying. Which, doesn't that feel a little like Eric Tulsky-like? Right? Maybe you started off these conversations thinking you were going to end up with somebody like Robert Thomas, and at some point in time the package include Parayko, and then by the end it's like, well, actually no, let's remove everything for the Thomas and let's see if we can just make the side deal happen, and it looks like it might. Again, nothing finalized there, but that's, the seal may be broken on some of the bigger deals that could take place in the NHL, and we'll keep you updated if anything happens that more directly involves the Carolina Hurricanes. Parayko's a big dude, though. 6'6", 228. I didn't realize he was that big. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Let's look towards UNC at Duke this Saturday. First of all, the first question that is going to be asked about this game over and over and over and over and over and over and over again is, will Caleb Wilson play? Because it makes it just a more premier matchup, right? It's going back to the beginning of the year. I was saying how exciting it was that two of the best freshmen in the country were going to play within this rivalry, and they're at least similar enough in position that they could be matched up occasionally against each other. So Caleb Wilson, if he can play, would bring an extra energy. I'm going to choose to not expect him to play. I think Carolina understands how important the ACC tournament and beyond is. They count banners at schools that are that high profile, and as much as the rivalry is important, I think they'll err on the side of caution and understanding that, they've solidified without Caleb Wilson the double bye. So they can give him a little extra time to make sure he is all the way back, a little extra practice time. So I'm going to choose to not expect Caleb Wilson. If he does play, I'll be pleasantly surprised, which is better than being unpleasantly surprised if he doesn't play. So looking at it like that, it does make it a bit of a, how you might describe a lose-lose situation for Duke, because if they beat Carolina, you know what Carolina's going to say. Well, we beat you when we had Caleb Wilson, and oh, look, now we don't. And then obviously if you lose, you've now been swept in the season series and everything else, and on top of that, you lost without their best player. If you recall, in the first matchup between these two teams, there were long stretches where Carolina would not have been in the game if Caleb Wilson wasn't carrying them seemingly entirely on his shoulders. That first half was a lot of Caleb Wilson before some other guys came alive in the second half. So his absence will be felt. Both of these teams are different. I think both of these teams are better since the last time they played. Duke has been playing their best basketball their last 5 games. Carolina has, while they've been up and down, I think they've gone through some things that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and they'll be more comfortable in maybe some bigger moments. So I'm looking at this game understanding that a hint of the sizzle would be taken away from a national standpoint if Wilson doesn't play. Locally, within that, it doesn't matter at all, right? If Hubert Davis has to suit up, they're going to it's still Duke Carolina, and they're still going to be trash talk and everything else. Although it would be kind of funny if each coach had to play 6 minutes or something, Shire and Davis. But it would still it doesn't matter who has to suit up. If fans had to suit up, it's still Carolina at Duke. With that being said, the stakes aren't gigantic. Outside of the emotional and the rivalry and all that, which are always gigantic, Carolina has their double bye secured. I don't see a huge difference between the outside chance they get the 3 seed versus the 4 seed. Duke is what Duke is. I don't see a huge difference in the NCAA tournament between the number 1 overall and the number 3 overall.
No.
Especially when the 4 teams that are expected to be the number 1 seeds are all kind of geographically split up, so they're all going to end up where they want to anyway. So it's kind of fun just to see guys out there just wanting to play because it's a game that matters to them. I don't care if you're only at Carolina or you're only at Duke for 8 months on campus. It takes 2 seconds to understand what this rivalry is, and when they're both good, when they're both top 20 ranked, when they're both vying for seeding in the NCAA tournament, it's just an added sizzle.
By the way, Tim, I believe we actually I think we may have actually jumped the gun here.
What do you mean?
So one of our listeners, Scott,
okay,
I'm going to give him credit on this. He's like, no, actually, Carolina hasn't clinched a double bye. There is actually a scenario, and actually, so I went and looked on CBSSports.com. They actually wrote this earlier today.
All right, let's hear it.
So there is actually a scenario. Brad Crawford, CBS Sports, wrote this. So ACC tie-breaking scenarios for seeding for the ACC tournament. Clemson actually has a path to be the number 3 seed. If Miami loses their final 2 games, they have SMU and they also have Louisville left.
Okay, they lose both. That would drop. They would be 12-6.
12-6.
Okay.
Duke beats North Carolina 12-6.
Correct.
And assuming Clemson wins their final game against Georgia Tech, also 12-6. Carolina beat Clemson. Clemson beat Miami. Miami beat North Carolina. So
it'd have to be a 3-way tie.
It'd be a 3-way tie for that 3rd spot. So the Tigers would hold the tiebreaker based on winning percentage against the number 8 teams, which are Cal and SMU.
All right. I mean,
so that puts them at 3. Then you get to the tie-breaking scenario of now you go back to head-to-head between Miami and North Carolina. Miami would be the 4. Carolina would be the 5.
Interesting. Okay. Then we stand corrected on that. I was thinking, so Miami must have been already ahead of them when, because last week UNC was the 4 in a tiebreaker with Clemson. So Miami was not involved in that tiebreaker. They were already 1 ahead. Is that what the logic would be?
But anyway, so North Carolina can be the 3 seed if they beat Duke and their 2 losses by Miami.
And Clemson can. Wow.
So Clemson could be the 3 seed as well. But if Miami actually just wins one of their last 2 games, Miami's the 3 seed.
Interesting.
That's it.
All right. Then Carolina's got a little bit more stakes to play for.
But again, that all could be tonight. Miami wins tonight against SMU, then Miami's the 3 seed. Congrats, Carolina, you're the 4 seed.
Let's see what that spread is quickly.
So
here
again, I give a shout out to our listener,
absolutely.
Scott. I was wrong.
And by the way, once that we always want to be corrected in that way. SMU is a 1.5 point favorite. They are 61.1% on the ESPN matchup predictor over Miami tonight.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, maybe Carolina. I mean, Carolina, you control your destiny, I guess. You got to go
true.
beat Duke
Carolina
again.
wins.
Maybe you do rush Caleb Wilson back for an extra bye. That's fascinating. The 3-way. It's always Clemson getting in the middle of things.
Darn Clemson.
Clemson might lose. Who are they playing? Clemson.
They're Georgia Tech.
Maybe not, but maybe. But maybe not.
But yeah, North Carolina could be the 3 seed if they beat Duke. Miami loses their next 2 games.
I was aware of
Georgia
that.
Tech loses to Clemson.
I wasn't thinking that Clemson could jump them because Carolina beat or wins the tiebreaker against them. But what I wasn't anticipating was the 3-way tie would then go on to whatever you said, top 8, whatever, which is I'll tell you what, football, basketball, it doesn't matter. The ACC is going to test their tiebreaker scenarios.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna find out what the 5th tiebreaker is. Let's make sure. When the committees are writing the tiebreakers and they get to number 6 and they're just like, it'll never get here. Let's make it winning percentage on the road in other time zones. ACC is like, we're gonna get there next year. We are gonna be there. But thank you to the listener that corrected us, and hopefully it doesn't get that crazy. I don't like it when tiebreakers decide it. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan.
Did you mention the potential NHL trade with?
Yes, I did. Actually, we talked about it a bit, but why don't you go ahead and give your thoughts on Parayko going to Buffalo?
So yeah, it looks like Colton Parayko, massive defenseman, 6'6", 229.
That big.
Yeah, 6'6", 229. He's 32. If I remember correctly, he played for Team Canada in the Olympics. But now you look at Buffalo.
He's a $6.5 million defender that's under contract through 2029-2030. That's a significant move.
Exactly. It's a massive move. And Buffalo is sending out a first-round pick and one of their top young defensemen. It looks like part of the deal is going to be, make sure I get the name correct here. It's actually one of their young defensemen, Radim Murtka, who's 18 years old, right-handed defenseman, who also is 6'6".
Wow.
Yeah. 218 pounds. He was the 9th overall pick in this past draft. High-end draft pick.
I mentioned this while you were hooking up our winner with the tickets. To me, this is a very Eric Tulsky kind of style trade where I think they were obviously talking about Robert Thomas. And, right, well, if you want that, then you got to throw in Parayko. And, okay, and then, the package got so gigantic that you know what? Let's remove Robert Thomas and let's remove this and that. And it ends up just working for, what originally was the side dish is now the main course, which is just be in the mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just call and check prices and see and throw stuff out there, and you don't have, it's like we say with so many of the like advertisements and reads we do, right? Like it's a free, no obligation call, right? Just calling doesn't mean you got to sign up for anything. Doesn't mean you got to commit to anything. Just start a conversation, and you might find out, like, well, what if we put in Parayko? It's like, oh, I didn't even know he was available. Let's talk just about him. Like you can change all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, big penalty killer and all that. And Buffalo has a really good defensive core with Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power, Bowen Byram, and you add Parayko into the mix. That's a heck of a top four.
And maybe
a heck of a top four.
Buffalo just seems active. They might not be done, especially adding a defenseman to that group now. Maybe it makes someone else a little bit more expendable. Just pay attention to Buffalo. And by the way, rightfully so. I was joking earlier about like this was off air, but saying, wow, Buffalo seems really aggressive. But then you recognize they haven't been in the postseason in like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I felt like it was if it had been 15 years with no playoff hockey and I felt like it was within my grasp, I would be making sure I turn over every stone and go for it as well. So don't be surprised if there's more being done by Buffalo. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, and all that to say also this, nothing as of yet for the Carolina Hurricanes. We'll let you know if we hear anything or if there's any reports, but nothing as of yet. We have the starting five coming up next here on The Drive. Don't go anywhere.
Listen for the Get That Out of Here's.
Rejected! Cameron Boozer got a piece! Get that out of there!
The deep looks from downtown.
Arsenault, pull up three, top of the arc. Buries it!
They got postered.
Shot is up, missed, hammer time! Put back jam by Lubin!
The road to Indianapolis runs through 99.9. The Fan, driven by Fast Park and Relax, Chapel Hill Tire and Roof Works.
Everybody in your crew identifies as either Big Mac Burger, McNuggets, or McCrispy Sandwich. But you're the Filet-O-Fish Sandwich all day. That crispy fish, that savory tartar sauce, that melty cheese, that pillowy bun. Yeah, you get it. Every time.
Now, enjoy a Filet-O-Fish and a 10-piece McNuggets. Mix and match any two for just $6 at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto. In a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You could do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it, consolidated all their high interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at a 3-year low. Call Loan Pronto, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The shot, they score! Be part of the loudest house in the NHL. Win tickets to see the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Pittsburgh Penguins at Lenovo Center on Tuesday, March 10th by visiting hurricanes.com/radio and registering to win.
Breathe in, breathe out. The average person does that 20,000 times a day. At WakeMed, we think that's 20,000 good reasons to check your lung health by taking our free online lung health assessment. It's just a few minutes, and who knows, it could save your life. So do yourself and your lungs a favor. Go to wakemed.org today and take the assessment. Once you do, you'll breathe a lot easier.
Today, pirates everywhere are uniting to support East Carolina University during Pirate Nation Gives. Your generosity unlocks opportunities and builds impact for our students and our state. Give today at give.ecu.edu. That's give.ecu.edu.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's RichieLaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WREL meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. It's a beautiful day out there today. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy with temperatures in the 70s. Overnight tonight, we could have a little bit of fog. Our low drops to 55. And then partly cloudy and warmer Thursday with highs near 80.
5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell up 238 points today to 48,739. This hour of the drive is brought to you by Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident? Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS before you call your insurance company. Case evaluations are always free, and you don't pay a dime until your case settles. Law Tigers, North Carolina's motorcycle lawyers.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting five.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time for the starting five. And as always, the starting five starts with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Went to sleep last night expecting to wake up today one day closer to Carolina Panthers football. Instead, I woke up 1 week closer to Carolina Panthers football because the Panthers are in the Hall of Fame preseason game. The opener, the leadoff hitter, the table setter, the tone setter will be Carolina Panthers versus Arizona Cardinals, third stringers for both teams, in the preseason game before the preseason in Canton, Ohio.
Think we can get a betting line on that now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm in. I know how this is going to go. It is the ultimate, we're craving football game of the year because we know it's not going to be good football. We know a good percentage of the people playing in the game are going to be cut well before the regular season. We know all of that. Yet we're all still going to tune in, and it's going to have a huge television rating and everything because it had just been so long since we watched football. We're just going to be craving it. And then from that point on, we'll make huge judgments about who should be the wide receiver 6 / special teamer for the Panthers based on how they play in that game, and we'll move on. But in actuality, what it is it's a cool opportunity for the Panthers to be a part of a just a football celebration weekend. There will be the Hall of Fame inductees. The class includes Luke Kuechly of this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame class. So he'll make his speech, right? And all his buddies will be out there, which I assume will be, Greg Olsen, Julius Peppers, Ron Rivera, the whole crew, Cam Newton. They'll all be there taking it in. And then there'll be a football game between the Panthers and the Cardinals because Larry Fitzgerald is also a part of the induction class, as is Drew Brees, Roger Craig, and Adam Vinatieri also. So it'll be a fun weekend. It'll be a fun week to kick off the NFL season. For the degenerates like me, we probably will find a way to gamble on it. Give me a prop bet. Jonathan Brooks, over 4 carries. Let's go.
I'll take the under.
I bet you they do play him. I bet you they play him a good amount.
Think so?
I mean, the guy hasn't played football in 2 years. You need to get him playing football.
There's that too.
Bryson Tremaine, over under 1.5 catches.
Over.
There we go. We're already in it, everybody. It's only March, but it's 1 week closer because they're in the Hall of Fame game.
I, for real, I'm actually going to see if I can find a betting line on this.
There's no way there's one out this early.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know.
Over under win total for the Panthers, 6.5. Do you think that changes? Oh, now they're going to be extra in rhythm because they're playing in the Hall of Fame game. Bump it up to 7. That is number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4 all together.
The pride of Duluth, Georgia. The ACC women's basketball tournament is going on as we speak. Wake Forest lost to Cal earlier today. It was 75-52. They hung around for a quarter before eventually getting lit up in the middle section. Miami beat Stanford. That was an overtime game. And going on as we speak, Georgia Tech has a 45-38 lead over Florida State. Georgia Tech over Florida State. That is about halfway through the third period. It is being held in Duluth, Georgia. People are really mad about that. It is what it is. Also, the All-ACC teams came out. We read them all earlier. They do it in a strange format in the women's game. So there were, 20 names I had to read. Not saying that's difficult, but just saying you can go check it on our YouTube. You can check it on our podcast. You can check it in our live stream. And congratulations to all those that were honored. Along the lines of the conference championships that are going on around the country in the women's game and will be next week in the men's game. Dennis, have you seen the Big 12 court?
Yes, I have.
The entire court is like an iPad. It's crazy. They can make graphics and things appear that aren't we've seen them for a while, like the NHL Ice. You can put a logo digitally that isn't actually there, but you see it on TV. Mm-hmm. That's not this. This is the court changes.
Yeah, so you can have here's Arizona, then all of a sudden here's Arizona State,
yeah,
and then here's Houston, their logo in the middle of the court. And again, not a light shining down. The court changes.
It's like it's an iPad screen or a tablet screen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know if I like it or not. I like that the Big 12 is trying it because that doesn't impact any of the teams that I really care about. And if it's awesome and it works and the players like it, then maybe it'll expand. And if it doesn't, what a dummy for the Big 12 to try it.
Some college kid is going to hack that computer screen that is that court. Some kid's going to hack that computer screen, and some things are going to go out there that are not FCC friendly. I'm just saying it.
I hadn't thought about that.
It's going to happen. It's 100% going to happen.
I'll tell you what else is definitely going to happen. Some point guard is going to have 6 turnovers in a game, and they're going to say, the ball doesn't bounce right. It's just, it's not the right texture. It doesn't bounce right.
You know what? Actually, this is actually a legit concern. What happens if you're in the middle of a game, someone pulls up for a shot, and they're right near the three-point line, and the lights on the court, they just cut off? Was it a 2? Was it a 3? Does play automatically stop because the court screen turned off?
Did you see what happened? I think it was UMass Penn State. I might be making that up. College hockey?
Yes.
Where I guess the light operator thought that a goal was scored, and they had a little light show that they do. Everything goes dark and spotlight and everything after a goal. But it wasn't, and it was a tie game. And the opposing team was on a rush on the other direction, and all the lights just turned off. I guess that could happen with the floor. Is the 3-point line on there, or is it just digitally 3-point line?
I think it's all digital.
I don't.
Based on what I've seen, because they've shown when they do the hype videos. All right, so and so is getting introduced. Yeah. Houston. They show the hype videos, and there's no lines on the floor. So it's just a big 94-foot television that you're playing on.
I don't. What if they lose Wi-Fi?
Exactly.
all of a sudden you get 404 cannot find.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what? Lost internet connection. There's a little dinosaur. Someone's in the space bar, just jumping over stuff.
You need to update your Windows,
right? You have network connectivity problems.
Oh, that's funny. But if it works, it could be cool. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3.
Let's do that hockey.
Anything of note that we should pass along to the people in the NHL trade world, Dennis?
So there is apparently a deal in place between the St. Louis Blues and the Buffalo Sabres to send defenseman Colton Parayko from St. Louis to Buffalo for a young prospect, a guy who was a top 10 pick this past draft in 2025, as well as a first-round pick. But Colton Parayko of St. Louis does have a full no-trade clause, so he would have to waive his no-trade clause in order to approve the deal. So the player does have control in this situation. So that is something to keep in mind out there as well. But also, the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight are in New Jersey. The Leafs tonight are scratching defenseman Oliver Ekman-Larsson forward Scott Lawton as well as Bobby McMahon under the guise of, or the
roster
pretense
management.
of roster management. So, roster management scratches tonight. These are 3 players who have been linked in trade talks. You never know. Carolina Hurricanes, just saying.
It could be something as obvious, like it could be as soon as like we're just ironing out the details and these guys are gone.
Yep.
It could also be Toronto's lost a bunch of games in a row and a bunch of games out of their last 15, and they just don't want to lose leverage with an injury and they just want to protect them. But either way, they're involved in a trade. By the way, the young player who we brought up, the number 9 overall pick, Radim Murtka. I just wanted to make sure we gave him the just due with a pronunciation. The last name, Mrtka. There's a lot of consonants in a row there, so I looked it up. Murtka. Radim Murtka.
Also, according to Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet, there is conversations between the Calgary Flames and the Utah Mammoth for the Calgary Flames to send defenseman Mackenzie Weegar down to Utah. I didn't see what the compensation or anything like that would be, but Weegar also has a full no-trade clause as well, like Colt Parayko, so the defenseman would have to approve going down to Utah. But generally in these situations where there are no trade clauses with players, the team will go up to him and be like, hey, look, we might have the opportunity or ability to trade you. Would you be open to waiving your no-trade clause? And the player could say, for the right situation, I would look into it. And obviously you have the right to say no. It's your right. You haven't negotiated into your deal.
And I always try to put on like just the human hat, like just not the hockey player, just the person. He may have said, like, yeah, that's probably okay. And now he just wants to make sure there are people in his life that he technically runs it by before, they find out on social media that he's on the way out, right? Like, actually, if you have a significant other or whatever, like, hey, before we sign the dotted line, let me get my inner circle together and just make sure everybody knows. Like, there's always those types of things, right? You don't want, I don't know if he has kids or whatever. Like, you don't want your kids finding out at school, like, you're leaving, right? Like, no, I'm not agreeing to anything. But yeah, it's probably good. I just need to go have a conversation with somebody before it's finalized. There's always, human elements as well. But I don't, like, if I'm an NHL team, I don't get all the way down to ironing out, like, draft pick details and everything if I haven't talked to the guy about, like, is this a possibility? You know what I mean? Hey, we're rounding second on talks with Buffalo. We just want to make sure you're good before we, dig for third and round for home. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put all this effort into it. Also, it'd be then just really awkward to turn around and then have to just be at a game like tomorrow as if nothing's changed. Yeah, we tried to trade you. You turned it down. We're back. Happy to have you till 2030. Way to go.
It's going to be, so we've already seen Tyler Myers of formerly the Vancouver Canucks accept a trade to go down to the Dallas Stars. He had a full no-move clause as well, so he's going down to Dallas. So we've actually seen a lot of defensemen get moved already before the deadline.
Last thing I'll say is this. Every bit of information we hear that is not like a deal is agreed upon, somebody told somebody that.
Yep.
Either the agent, the team, the team trying to acquire the player. Always think about who might have told XYZ insider because everyone wants different information to get out there, right? Some might be trying to drive a price up. Some might be trying to bluff to make a different, like if you want a defenseman from Carolina, just making this up, and Carolina's asking for the world, you might want everybody to know you're negotiating for a defenseman from Vancouver. Just so Carolina's like, oh, they might actually go somewhere else. We might lose this deal. Like, consider everything when it comes to leaks. That's number 3. How about number 2?
Just the two of us. Bogovac drives right side. A step back. 3. Good! Lucas splashes it home.
Carolina beat Clemson last night. Goes without saying because it's been a while, but without Caleb Wilson in the lineup, they beat Clemson. I think it's a really good sign for them that Seth Trimble did not shoot the ball well. Not saying he didn't do anything well. He drew a bunch of fouls, got into the lane, still played defense, right? Still did a lot of the Seth Trimble stuff. But for whatever reason, right? Maybe senior night emotions got up on him, right? Maybe it caught him off guard, whatever. He was not efficient scoring the ball, and their perimeter kind of picked him up, right? There was a very, very good day for Luka Bogovic. He shot 6 of 10 from 3 and really heated up. Took a couple heat checks, but 6 threes. Efficient, 60% from 3, right? I can do that math quick. All the way to somebody like Derek Dixon, who maybe overall didn't shoot the ball great, but 3 of 4 from 3 and stepped confidently into a three-pointer at the end of the game that helped them clinch it. It's no surprise what Carolina is going to be dealing with if and when Caleb Wilson comes back, and if and when he becomes his full version of himself. Right? It's the exact same thing they've been dealing with since the beginning of the year, which is, can their perimeter do enough to take advantage of their extreme talent down low? I think the absence of Caleb Wilson has kind of gone full sink or swim with the perimeter. They know they're going to have to find whoever has the hot hand on any given day and milk it for all it's worth. Seth Trimble has 30. Get him the ball in every situation. If Luka Bogavic's shooting it well, work to get him open jumpers, right? Work to get him transition threes. If it's Dixon, if it's could be anybody, right? Jonathan Powell has had days where he's shooting really well. Those guys need to make sure they're efficient scoring the basketball. And I don't want to say it's always been pretty, but they've more often than not done it as of late. And they darn sure did it against Clemson, even with Seth Trimble not having his best offensive day. Once Caleb Wilson comes back, if they can keep that up, that's how you end up kind of punching above your weight class and shocking some people, although I don't think people around the program would be shocked if they go on a run in the postseason. I think they have a lot of talent. And Vasar, I thought, did a lot of good last night as well. I know it wasn't his biggest scoring game, but he also didn't take that many shots, so it's not like an inefficient day for him. But he was filling up the stat sheet. Clemson continues to be a really weird team for me. RJ Godfrey had a big day. They did not execute well down the stretch and what ended up being a one-possession game at the end. But, it's quad 2 win for UNC. And as we should correct, because we said it a few times today, UNC has not clinched the double bye due to a triple tiebreaker in the ACC tournament. If they, Miami, and Clemson all end up 12-6 in the conference, Clemson would become the 3 seed due to like a second-level tiebreaker, and then Miami would become the 4 seed due to a head-to-head tiebreaker, and Carolina would be a 5 seed, which means they'd be the top-ranked single-bye team. However, a bunch of things have to go. Miami has to win 2, Clemson would have to win 1, and Carolina would have to lose to Duke.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different scenarios. Actually, if Miami wins tonight, they get the 3 seed. Or wins on Saturday.
And then UNC would have the tiebreaker over Clemson, and they would be the 4 seed.
Yep.
So we may not have been wrong. We may have been early.
Exactly.
We also may have been wrong, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll just say we were early.
Assuming that it works out that way.
Oh, it's 100% going to work out that way.
All right, there you go.
We're speaking it into existence.
From your mouth to the college basketball gods' ears, and they are a petty bunch.
They are.
They are a petty bunch. That is number 2. Let's get to number 1.
Go one!
Nikolai Ehlers with a tight turn. He'll leave it for Walker. Martinook's going to get to it behind the net. He'll turn, but pestered just enough. Loose puck finds Ehlers. He scores! You needed the leaders to come up big, and they did here. Nikolai Ehlers, his 16th, and the Canes are on the board.
Canes tonight, late night, 10 p.m. puck drop Eastern time. Obviously, it's being played on the West Coast. Do they call it the West Coast? The west side of Canada?
Yeah, it's the West Coast.
West Coast. It's being played in Vancouver against the Canucks. And Dennis, I need normally I put you on the spot for if-then statements. If blank happens, then the Canes win. I think there's a lot of different paths to a Canes win tonight, right? If any of 10 things happen, they'll win the game because Vancouver is statistically by far the worst team in the NHL this year. So instead, I'm going to ask for some win-ands. If we're tracking this for a what is a successful night for the Carolina Hurricanes, it is a win and fill in the blank, right? Win and any host of things. Win and the power play scores. Win and Logan Stankoven scores. Win and the penalty kills 100%. Win and whatever. What are some win-ands that you want to see for the Carolina Hurricanes against Vancouver tonight? Understanding that, if they sneak by Vancouver and, play ugly and win anyway, that's not going to make us feel all warm and fuzzy. But if they win and do a few other things, we might feel warm and fuzzy.
I would like to see them win, and I would like to see Andrei Svechnikov have a multi-point night.
Interesting.
Because I would like to see him, because he was so hot going into the Olympic break, and then 3 weeks off can stall your momentum. I would like to see him get jump-started back up again. Tonight's the night to do it.
I like that. I like that for a few reasons. One, I don't think he's playing bad post-Olympic break.
No, he's not.
But it's you want to see guys that are doing the right things be rewarded. I actually, just as somebody that never played hockey, I think that would be one of the more frustrating things about hockey is you can be, as an individual, you can be playing great and just have like for a 3-game stretch, you could be playing really, really well, doing all the right things, playing, both sides, doing a feet of hockey, doing everything right. And as far as like the stats that people, meaning casual fans, care about, just have nothing, right? You could be 0 in the plus minus. You could have 0 points, 0 goals. And it's just like, man, I'm doing a lot of good things. Like in basketball, if you're playing great, you probably got some points. You definitely have at least some form of like points, rebounds, assists. In football, if you're playing great, you're going to have yards, and people are going to be excited about that. Or on defense, tackles, people are going to be excited about that. I know you could look deeper in hockey, and you could go, well, actually, his assists and his high expected chances and all these things are there, but they just don't translate as well. So I like when someone is playing really, really well and they aren't being rewarded for it, I always root for them too. So I like that for Svech. I also want and this is going to just keep going. I want Stankoven to score for 2 reasons. One, or score or contribute to multiple goals. If he has, a couple assists or anything, I'm not going to act like it's a bad day. One, it's a homecoming game for him, right? He's from up that way, and that's the easiest way to get a young guy confident, is just have like all his high school buddies watch him have a great game. And right then the group chat is just, oh, superstar over here. Like that's just good times. But also, again, trying to put the human hat on, right? Trying to think of these guys as people. He can't possibly, even if he doesn't, like if he, what's the opposite of download? Deletes every app for social media off of his phone, and he does his best to stay away. He can't possibly completely avoid all of the, if we go to the postseason with Logan Stankoven as our second line center, then what are we doing here, Eric Tulsky? Like, some of that has to like breach his perimeter and get into his world, right?
Oh yeah.
And I want him to score as much as he can while all of that conversation is going on, just to give him a little bit of a clap back, a little bit of a mic drop.
I remember last year when he got traded from Dallas to Carolina, the next game that Dallas was supposed to play was actually in Vancouver. And it was his first game going back to Western Canada as a professional. So Kamloops, where he's from, is about roughly 3 hours away from Vancouver. So I remember he said he had like a few hundred people that were set to show up at that game. But they all still went to the game, but he got traded to Carolina. So this is actually his first time going back to British Columbia as a pro.
I want to say there was either the Canes played either that night or maybe the night before or after, and all the people that they had already booked all their travel to Vancouver to watch.
Yeah, they already had tickets.
They went to a bar and watched the Canes game in Vancouver.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Because it was you're exactly right. I completely forgot about that. So, goodness. And then he sees Vancouver a day before or 2 days before the trade deadline on the schedule. He's got to be like, no, not
again.
No, just the timing of it. So, gosh, I really hope he doesn't get roster management's bench today. I don't think he will.
He won't be.
But goodness, I'm hoping he has a really good game. So that's my win and Logan Stankoven has a really good game. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We do have to grab some numbers game contestants. But first, Dennis Cox wants to tell you something.
I do. Dennis Cox here real quick for my friends over at Law Tigers. I'm excited to let everyone know, if you haven't already, go to caniacsbike.com, enter for your chance to win a beautiful custom Canes motorcycle. That's right. I'll say it again, a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. The Law Tigers, they're once again teaming up with your Carolina Hurricanes this season to give one lucky Caniac a custom Canes Ducati motorcycle, courtesy of Art Moto Garage and Shiny Side Paint. It's a pretty awesome prize to win, let's be honest. A custom Canes Ducati motorcycle. It's a V4, by the way. Phenomenal bike. I've seen it in person. I fell in love with it the moment I saw it. I almost said, can I just go ahead and trade my motorcycle in for this one? They said no. Because someone's got to win the thing. You go to caniacsbike.com, you enter for your chance to win. It really is that simple to enter, folks. It's literally a minute. Go to caniacsbike.com. You'll see pictures of the bike right there. If you want to see it in person, go to Art Moto Garage. They're located right here in Raleigh. Swing by, see the bike. They'll show it for you. They'll even fire it up for you if you want to. It's an absolutely gorgeous bike. caniacsbike.com. The bike will be given away 1 month from today, April 4th, live at the game. The bike will be given away on the ice, and it includes tickets into a catered suite as well. That in and of itself is pretty awesome. And get a motorcycle on top of it. Pretty sweet. Not actually, go to caniacsbike.com. Almost gave you a phone number to something else. Go to caniacsbike.com. You have until March 29th to enter. Law Tigers is a network of independent law firms who are members of the American Association of Motorcycle Injury Lawyers. Law Tigers is not a law firm.
Dennis was just excited. He was going to give you the number for the numbers game.
I almost was.
A pair of tickets to see Hank Williams Jr. at Coastal Credit Union Music Park on Saturday. I keep doing that. On Saturday, June 20th, is the prize for today's numbers game. If you want to win, you got to call in now. 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326 for your chance to compete in the numbers game and maybe win a pair of tickets to see Hank Jr. Numbers game coming up next.
Get crazy, Canes fans. It's hockey night in Carolina. It's your Canes and Vancouver.
He scores! Andrei Svechnikov! That's the magic!
Storm Watch with Adam Gold at 9:30. Puck Drop at 10.
Stahl! Bingo! Jordan Stahl seals it. What an effort from Nikolai Ehlers. And the Canes go up 2-0.
On your official audio home of Hurricanes hockey, 99.9 The Fan.
It's bow time.
Finally, lunchtime. I'm starving.
What's that?
This is the Bojangler from Bojangles.
Ooh, with the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries.
The same.
Huh. Well, I've got a PB&J.
Yeah, that's not the same.
A crispy fish fillet dusted in Bo's famous seasoning. With cheese and tartar sauce on a fluffy bun, the Bojangler's back. Hook one while you can. It's bow time.
There's bow time, and then there's Bojangler time. You heard right. The Bojangler fish fillet sandwich is back for limited time at participating Bojangles. A light, flaky, perfectly seasoned fish fillet with lettuce, cheese, and tartar sauce tucked inside a bun. Make it a combo and add Bojangles seasoned fries and legendary iced tea. Hungry for Bojangles but in the mood for something different? Then it's Bojangler time.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or price stopped, opt out.
Hey man, how did the date go?
I had to cancel. I don't get paid until Friday.
You didn't know that you can get up to a $750 paycheck advance with the current app?
Where was that information yesterday?
Just text them, see if you qualify. $750? Boom! And right now, they're offering a $75 bonus when you set up an eligible direct deposit.
Think I should call her back?
Yeah.
Need money before payday? Current has you covered. Set up an eligible direct deposit to see if you qualify for a paycheck advance of up to $750. Hurry and receive an extra $75 sign-up bonus right now. Text WORTH to 323232. That's WORTH to 323232. WORTH to 323232.
Paycheck Advance is offered by FindCo Advance LLC, a financial technology company, not an FDIC-insured bank. Eligibility and available amounts may vary and are subject to change at any time. For full terms and conditions, visit current.com/radio or call 1-888-851-3177 for more information.
If you're exhausted, not just tired, but worn down, this message is for you. I'm Brandon Giggling, president of Parkway Sleep Health Centers. Across North Carolina, many people wait months, sometimes over a year, just to start sleep care. That wait isn't normal, and it isn't necessary. At Parkway, most patients are seen within weeks, with virtual consultations and home sleep studies that remove unnecessary delays. Sleep care shouldn't have to depend on how long you're willing to wait.
Parkway Sleep, your fastest path to better sleep. Start today at parkwaysleep.com. Sound sleep, sound health.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. Andy and Clayton, David and Apex are contestants for today, and they'll be battling it out for tickets to see Hank Jr. when he comes to the area in June. We'll start with, as always, let me explain what we're going to do here. We'll bring each of them onto the show, each contestant, ask them the same question. Dennis will pick his favorite answer, and that person will get to go first, and we'll go from there. We'll start with Andy. Andy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so yesterday our question to find out who goes first was if you had to ask a question to find out who goes first, what would it be? And the winner asked, what was the best meal you ate in the last 7 days? So that is our question for you. What is the best meal you've eaten in the last 7 days?
Oh, boy. Gonna go chicken tiki masala.
All right, Dennis, any follow-ups?
No questions.
All right,
homemade, by the way, homemade.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Add that in. David and Apex is up next. We go to David. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Same question to you. In honor of our contestant yesterday that suggested this, what is the best meal you've eaten in the last 7 days?
I gotta go similar to Andy. My wife cooked a mean white bean chicken chili.
White bean chicken chili. All right, another homemade. A lot of homemade meals being eaten around here. Dennis, are we going with homemade chicken tiki marsala or homemade white bean chicken chili?
Oh, this is tough. I know chicken marsala generally has mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom fan, though.
Yeah, it's easy to pick around.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It is. And the sauce is just so good. I'm actually not the biggest white bean chicken chili fan. Just not the biggest fan of it. Not that it's bad. It's just not my choice. So I'm going to go with Andy and Clayton on this one with the marsala.
Andy and Clayton, you get to go first. Don't worry, David. You'll have your chance. Just have to sit on hold. Andy, are you ready to pick a category?
Yep.
All right. The categories are NFL, Panthers throughout history. NFL K is the first letter of their first name. NBA players, current NBA players with early March birthdays, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
Let's go NFL players with K in their name.
All right, K is the first letter of their first name. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There'll be 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. I did hear a little bit of background noise there, so if I say that again, don't ask why or what's going on. Just say what you said again, because that just means I couldn't hear you or was drowned out or something. Any questions before we get started?
All good.
All right, your time will start when you hear the horn. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta Falcons.
8.
Incorrect. Kimani Vidal, Los Angeles Chargers.
43.
Incorrect. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta Falcons.
Pass.
Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals.
1.
Correct. Kenny Clark, Dallas Cowboys.
93.
Incorrect. Kirk Cousins, Atlanta Falcons.
16.
Incorrect. Kimani Vidal, Los Angeles Chargers.
28.
Incorrect. Kenny Clark, Dallas Cowboys. Kirk Cousins with the Falcons is tough because 8 is what I think of when I think of Kirk as well. But with the Falcons, he wore 18. And that doesn't feel right in my brain either. Vidal,
Never.
number 30 is the number we were looking for. You got Kyler. Kenny Clark, you were in the right neighborhood. He's worn both 95 and 96 with the Cowboys. You did get one, though, so you avoided the shutout, and that is the lead in the clubhouse. Go ahead and stay on the line, and we'll see if it holds up.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, that brings us to David in Apex. David, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, perfect. The categories remaining for you to choose from are NFL, Panthers throughout history, NBA players that are currently in the league with early March birthdays, or NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
NFL.
All right, we'll go with NFL. Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers throughout history.
There you go. I'll give you the team and the player. Give me the jersey number as quickly as you can. There'll be 30 seconds on the clock. One pass if you need it. I will say the team in this category, even though we know it, just to keep it fair timing-wise with the other category. And you do need at least 2 for the victory. Any questions before we get started?
No questions.
All right. I don't know if the chuckle is good or bad. We'll see. Your time will start when you hear the horn. J.C. Horn, Carolina Panthers.
8.
Correct. Hunter Renfrow, Carolina Panthers.
13.
Correct. Wesley Walls, Carolina Panthers.
Pass.
Kevin Green, Carolina Panthers.
56.
Incorrect. Shai Smith, Carolina Panthers.
12.
Correct. Wesley Walls, Carolina Panthers.
48.
Incorrect. Kevin Green, Carolina Panthers.
58.
You got 3, which is plenty, so congratulations, you are the winner.
Wow.
Wow. Walls 85, Green 91 if you were playing at home. But 3 is plenty for the win, so like I said, congratulations, you're going to see Hank Jr.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead and stay on the line, and Dennis will grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize. Shai Smith is a good pull. To then not know Kevin Green and Wesley Walls is a little all over the place. But, hey, a win is a win is a win. Good on them. Speaking of the NFL, we haven't talked about this yet. It's not really exactly lined up with the Panthers, but there was a big trade in the NFL. The Chiefs traded Trent McDuffie, one of their stud corners, who has been an All-Pro, been a Pro Bowler for the Chiefs, to the Rams. And in exchange, the Rams sent back the Chiefs' way one of their first-round picks this year, number 29 overall, a 5th-round pick, a 6th-round pick, and a next year's 3rd-round pick. What I love about this, and this does apply to the Panthers, it applies to everybody, is the Rams and the Chiefs are 2 of the best-run franchises in the NFL, right? Their coaches, very, very good. GMs, very, very good. Their players seem to like playing there. They win a bunch. They both in the last 5-6 years have at least one Super Bowl. They're very good, and they just have completely different ideas on how to build a football team, right? The Chiefs are all about drafting, developing, picking the right guys that you draft and develop, and paying them. Right? And other than that, they're maximizing rookie contracts all over the place, and they have no problem trading guys away when they're about to get paid in a big way. The Rams, on the other hand, have made 1 first-round draft pick since like 2017. And by the way, they still have a first-rounder this year. They have the Falcons pick that they traded last year. So they have the 13th overall, but still, they've made 1 first-round pick I think since 2017, and it was Jared Verse, which is a good one. But these are 2 very, very good teams that do things exceptionally different when it comes to building their rosters, which is a great reminder that there is no right way. Like, you don't have rules that are going to apply to every roster, right? You don't pay running backs and expect to win. Unless you're Saquon Barkley and you're the Eagles, right? You don't draft running backs high unless you're and you don't draft off-ball backers high unless you're the Lions and you draft in the same draft Gibbs and Campbell, and they appear to be doing well. Like, there's rules and rule breakers all over the place, right? You need to draft well. You need to have those rookie picks. You need to have those cost-controlled rookie contracts. Unless you're the Rams, then you can just trade for studs and have it work out. There's a lot of different ways to do this. So the Chiefs are a team that value draft picks. They don't often pay guys top-of-market deals, so they trade away a guy who's about to get a top-of-market deal, and they get back draft picks. On the other side, the Rams are a team that they'd much rather not have to do the evaluation thing. Give me a guy that's already proven he's good. I'll drop him in, and you can do all the scouting and everything and try to pick the winners in the draft. It's just two different ways to go about it. They both do a very good job. I expect both teams, maybe not the Chiefs this year as much. I think there's a bit of a reset, but they'll both be in the hunt in the next few years to go ahead and win a Super Bowl. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Tim Donnelly here for Miller Lending. Rates are unpredictable, right? At this time, I don't know, a week and a half ago, you may have been talking about like, oh, lowest the rates have been in a while. Oh, maybe I should refinance, or maybe I should wait because I don't want to pay all those closing costs and fees and then have it go down next week and be kicking myself. Well, then when rates went up, because you can't predict them, you're kicking yourself because you didn't refinance last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was. Miller Lending encourages you to get the refi. Right? If closing costs are what's stopping you from refinancing or what's stopping you from buying the home, call up Miller Lending, get a no closing cost loan. Stop having those closing costs be the goalie stopping you from scoring the house of your dreams or a lower monthly payment. That would be in the refi world. So give them a call, ask for more details, ask if they could help you. 919-447-3377, and I know this matters to many of you. It matters to me. Locally owned. So when you call 919-447-3377, you are talking to somebody right here in the Triangle. Give them a call, 919-447-3377, or visit them online at millerlending.com. Once again, millerlending.com. Miller Lending is an equal housing lender, and MLS number 250-2146. We'll take a break. When we come back, what's the latest in Kane's world? With the trade deadline just 2 days away. Stick around.
Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. Do you have a pocket or pouch or human hand to hold your smartphone? Then you have no excuse. Download the 99.9 The Fan brand new app today and take us with you wherever you go. Your favorite hosts, podcasts, and live sports action all in one place. Available for Apple iPhone and Android phones. Finally, there's an app for 99.9 The Fan. Download the 99.9 The Fan app today. Powered by Aspire Money Management.
Hey, what do you say? John Forsland here for my friends at Buffalo Brothers. It's the best time of the year for college basketball, and Buffalo Brothers is a slam dunk. Best place in the Triangle to watch all the big games. They always have great drink specials, and check this out. Every Monday, half-price wings all day. That's half-price wings all day Monday. Dine in only. Now that's a deal, baby. Check out any of their 5 Triangle locations or online at buffbrothers.com. Aw, man. Now I want wings.
Hey, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. I had lost over 40 pounds. 42 pounds thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center, and have maintained the weight that I've lost. That's over 15% of my body weight. And Raleigh Weight Loss Center and their program, they've helped thousands of people just like me lose anywhere from 10 to 20% of their body weight. And if you're serious about the weight loss journey, especially like for myself, a guy who's in his late 30s, losing over 40 pounds, it ain't easy. But Raleigh Weight Loss Center is there to jumpstart your metabolism, to get your body to do what it naturally can do, which is to lose weight, burn fat. No shots or injections, no steroids, no side effects, no surgeries, no pills, nothing like that. Just resetting your metabolism, again, so your body can do the natural thing. Give them a call, 919-897-7506, or visit RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Set up a free 15-minute phone call. By the way, first 50 callers, get $100 off. 919-897-7506, RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Don't forget, tomorrow, at right about this time, 15 minutes from now tomorrow, Victoria and 99.9 The Fan will be out at the Buffalo Brothers in Cary. That's Victoria from the Adam Gold Show. Tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m., and they will be giving away tickets to see the Canes. Pair of tickets to the Canes versus St. Louis game on Thursday, March 12th will be given away every 8 minutes while Victoria is on location at the Buffalo Brothers in Cary. So that's from 6 to 8. Every 8 minutes, they'll be giving away a pair of tickets to see the Canes and St. Louis Thursday, March 12th. Buffalo Brothers, Cary, tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m. And we'll also have a pair of tickets to give away on the show tomorrow. And we'll do that probably, I'm not going to tell you exactly when, but probably first half of the show, I would guess.
I don't know. We might even do it in the second half of the show.
That's like if you're listening now, I want to give you a little, just maybe a better chance in the early part.
Maybe.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Carolina Hurricanes, speaking of, trade deadline Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Dennis, nothing to report as of yet
regarding the Carolina Hurricanes. Not yet.
Okay,
not that I've seen.
The rumor. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to say this.
Okay.
Seems a little too quiet, doesn't it? The Carolina Hurricanes are always in the mix, and they're always one of the first teams mentioned in all of the biggest conversations. Whether they end up making the trade or not, they're mentioned a lot more, and I know they're still being mentioned in some, but they're almost like an afterthought. It feels a little eerie, right? It feels a little bit like we should have heard something by now, which could mean one of two things, right? Either one is they're doing some negotiating in the shadows, and the real kind of like, hey, if you tell anybody we had this conversation, I will deny it to my deathbed. Like we'll meet in Fargo, North Dakota at a diner, and we will be dressed in like non-logoed hoodie, hat, sunglasses style stuff.
We're wearing overalls.
Yeah, we're like we're talking in an accent. Like either they're going there, or they really just might not be in the mix, and we might be in for a quiet trade deadline.
Could be.
Which do you think it is?
I think they're in the mix. I think what we're seeing around the NHL is that we're seeing some guys like Mackenzie Weegar, Calgary, looking to possibly get traded. Tyler Myers of the Vancouver Canucks now getting traded to Dallas. Some of these guys, like Colton Parayko, potentially going from St. Louis out to Buffalo. These guys have no movement clauses or no trade clauses in their contracts, so the player has to approve the deal. So sometimes you're waiting for that player to say yes or no to approve a deal. So then it's like, okay, this person said yes, this person's no longer available, I have to go, or this player says no, I have to shift my focus. So I think when we saw Tyler Myers accept his trade to Dallas earlier today, now we're starting to see more defensemen, the dominoes start to fall. Now here's Weegar. Now here's Parayko. We're starting to see more action now. So I think we're just waiting to see some of these no-trade clause guys make their decision, and then we can actually see some more stuff start to happen as a result.
Obviously, it seems like the defenseman market is more active than the forwards market, and darn sure than the centers market. Is that alone a reason why we might not hear from the Canes? Because I don't think, like, if you were to rank the bulk positions, forward, defenseman, goalie, I'd put defenseman at their least likely to be out there shopping for, right? Not saying they can't go buy top shelf defenseman if the right situation arose. But if the most active market is defenseman, if that's what everyone is selling, I don't know if the Canes would go out of their way to shuffle up their defenseman a bunch right now. I don't think they believe they need to. They've got some dudes. Everyone's talking centers. It's so difficult to buy or find anyone willing to part with a legit center unless they're 34 years old and maybe paid a little too much, or maybe it's a rental. Like there's always kind of that but. Was there a comment that just came in, Dennis? I just saw you literally laugh.
So we posted, we had a conversation earlier about the Carolina Hurricanes and what happens if they don't make a trade. We'll actually replay that conversation in Overdrive. And I was looking at the comments on the video just to see what fans are thinking along the same lines. A guy named Hajesty, who's been very much a Jesperi Kotkaniemi truther, said I'm a big-ass crybaby.
Said you are?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, what, because I would be upset if the Canes don't make a trade? Okay. Anyway, I just find that funny.
That big Kotkaniemi fan, let's talk about that.
He's playing tonight, by the way.
Which I think he is a good fourth-line center. I think he should be playing more, and especially if you're going to pay him $4.8 million. which you're going to do. I don't know what to make of Kokaniemi in trade talks. I think the right leaks are coming from the right places where, like the Canes are saying, we're not just going to give him away. It's going to have to increase our chances of winning a Stanley Cup, and we're not just, he's one of our guys, whatever they're saying. That's smart to say. But also, if you're making a big splash, there might be some, like I saw this today, talking about a possible Elias Pettersson trade, which would be hilarious because of obviously the game going on tonight. But basically saying, like, if Kokaniemi goes in the other direction, that is a form of them taking on retaining salary. Like, you can either retain $5 million of Pettersson's salary, or you can take Kokaniemi. And I don't think it's that, like, true hot potato of a player. I don't think he's just a cap hit. Like, I think he's 25 years old, and he at least has some physical tools to work with and a ton of NHL experience. The dude was, like, rushed to the NHL like a half decade ago. It was a long time ago, maybe over that. And
8 years ago is when he was drafted.
That's crazy. There's that can't be invaluable. I don't know what the value is, but it can't be zero. And maybe I'm just screaming into an abyss. But his name just shows up in every article of, like, guys that could be traded, or if this trade happens, and he's just in there. And I have no clue what to make of it. And I don't know what anyone is saying. I don't know what anyone is saying about Kokaniemi that is real and what is just posturing to try to drum up or down the price. But he is a fascinating part of the Carolina Hurricanes right now. And he's probably somebody that just wishes he could snap his fingers or grab the remote and fast forward to, Friday at 4 just to see, like, just rip the Band-Aid off, or let me know I'm here. Like, let me plan, because he is in every conversation, and that's got to be a brutal way to go through a couple of weeks. Nothing from the Canes. There were some moves. Why don't you quickly update around the NHL which moves have happened or are expected to happen and just need to be finalized?
So we saw earlier today, as mentioned, Tyler Myers officially accept his trade to go to the Dallas Stars from the Vancouver Canucks. It was a 2027 second-round pick and a fourth-round pick in 2029. Also, Vancouver's retaining half of Myers' contract. Got 2 years left, or he's got 1 more year left on his deal to Tyler Myers. So defenseman goes to Dallas. We're also seeing as well, or reporting, that the Buffalo Sabres are looking to acquire defenseman Colton Parayko from the St. Louis Blues for one of their top prospects, as well as a first-round pick potentially, but Parayko has to approve the deal. Also discussions of Calgary sending defenseman Mackenzie Weegar to Utah. Again, player has to approve the deal. I haven't seen anything regarding compensation yet. So that's what we're waiting on as of right now. But defensemen, seeing a lot of blue liners get moved right now. So that's where things stand.
All right.
Also, real quick, the Toronto Maple Leafs are holding out forwards Scott Lawton and Bobby McMahon, as well as defenseman Oliver Ekman-Larsson. They're being scratched tonight for roster management purposes.
Of those three, which do you think fits with the Canes the most?
Scott Lawton.
You said that with confidence. Give us a reason.
A guy that can be a fourth-line center, doesn't have a lot of term left on his contract. I think Philadelphia still has half of his salary, so he's only going to cost $1.5 million. He's in the final year of his contract, but he's a high-end penalty killer, not afraid to play physical, and he's that veteran depth guy that you can be as a fourth-line center. And if you need to kick him over to the wing, he can play on the wing as well. But I think he's not right-handed. I know that would be ideal, but I still think that he could be a physical presence down there as a fourth-line center. I think it'd be really good fit.
What do you think's more likely, fourth-line center or second-line center acquired?
Fourth-line center.
Not easier. Do you think that's more likely?
More likely, because it's easier.
Well, I mean, it is, but I also don't know if they think it's as dire of a need.
There's that too.
So it's. I think they would try more times at the second-line center, but we'll see. There are options out there, and Eric Tulsky has to sort through all the distractions and what's real and what's fake and come out with the team he thinks can go win a cup, because the East is wide open this year, and the Canes obviously have put themselves in a position where they should be thinking about putting their names on the cup. Like, that's what the goal is and should be every year for the foreseeable future for them, and this year is no different. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have Overdrive coming up next, where we will start off reacting to UNC's win last night. UNC men's basketball win last night over Clemson, which was a pretty darn important one, and especially when you consider they have yet to lock up this double bye for the ACC tournament. Almost said second round bye. Double bye for the ACC tournament. That's still needing to be wrapped up. There's a big game on Saturday between UNC and Duke. And there's a big game tonight right here on 99.9 The Fan featuring the Carolina Hurricanes at Vancouver. Need to get that win. Start a new streak, right? They had a 12-game point streak, ended last game. Start a new one, Canes. Get your caffeine, get your naps. It's a late game here on 99.9 The Fan. 9:30 Stormwatch with Adam Gold. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night.
Move your sports day forward.
Sudden death hockey for gold medals are a great thing. Now, after 46 years of waiting, the NHL needs to get outside its echo chamber and capitalize on the Winter Olympics momentum. Baseball first pitch, hockey player. Honorary NASCAR starter, hockey player. Kiss babies, shake hands before the clock starts on another 46 years of no miracles.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Life's great stories are built on yes and. Yes to the big game and the private suite. Yes to the beach and sailing offshore. Yes to traveling the country and exploring new ones. With the new Millionaire for Life from the North Carolina Education Lottery, you can say yes to $1 million now and every year for a lifetime. Millionaire for Life. Winning is just the beginning. Drawing 7 days a week. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 8.47. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel? You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Are high-interest credit cards and other loans sucking the life out of your finances? It's time to say no more. Let Loan Pronto tap the equity in your home and get the cash you need now so you can pay it all off. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Corey and Jack called Loan Pronto. In a matter of days, they had $160,000. They kept their 3% mortgage intact and didn't even need an appraisal. With all that cash, they wiped out all their credit cards and 2 car loans, saving $2,000 a month. You could do it too. LoanPronto.com. Their rapid equity loan program can get you $100,000, $200,000, even $500,000 in cash. Chloe and Ethan just did it, consolidated all their high interest debt into one super low monthly payment, giving them an extra $1,000 a month. Imagine, pay off all the credit cards, slash your monthly payments, breathe easier, get your life back. Interest rates are at a 3-year low. Call Loan Pronto, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com, 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Today, pirates everywhere are uniting to support East Carolina University during Pirate Nation Gives. Your generosity unlocks opportunities and builds impact for our students and our state. Give today at give.ecu.edu. That's give.ecu.edu.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.